Chapter 1009. 5 days later, the injuries to Zhao Feng and Zhao Wang's souls had mostly healed. Zhao Feng exited seclusion and left Zhao Wang in the misty spatial world. Right now, Zhao Wang needed to use every second he had to increase his strength. Firstly, Zhao Wang's soul was going to merge with the Eye of Death, so it was best for him to cultivate a technique that was related to the Eye of Death. The 5-elemental wind lightning technique obviously wasn't an option. Very quickly, Zhao Wang found the Yin Thunder Death method from his memories. This was a heaven-grade technique that Zhao Feng had memorized in the ancient God's Secret Palace's library. The Yin Lightning Death technique was a technique that focused on the power of Yin lightning and the intent of death. It could unleash the characteristics of both the lightning soul body and the Eye of Death. The value of this technique wasn't any lower than the peak techniques of the core disciples of the 8 big families. Zhao Wang then started to cultivate the Yin Lightning Death technique in the misty spatial world. Under Zhao Feng's guidance, he quickly grasped the basics. At the same time, Zhao Feng was able to obtain Zhao Wang's comprehension and experience. Zhao Feng didn't even need to do anything, and he was able to obtain the experience of cultivating this technique. It was as if Zhao Feng had cultivated it himself. "Master, Duke Na Feng has been waiting for you for a while." Bai Qingwei arrived outside Zhao Feng's hall. And when Zhao Feng finished cultivating the soul-splitting technique, Bai Qingwei sent a message to Zhao Feng through the Dark Heart Seal. At the same time, Zhao Feng also learned a shocking piece of news from Bai Qingwei. "Duke!" Zhao Feng and Bai Qingwei walked into a spacious hall. Zhao Feng also guessed Duke Nanfeng's goal. "Zhao Feng, the Great Gone Lord Dynasty and the Dark Moon Lord Dynasty have started a war," Duke Nanfeng said. "It should have started when the Crown Prince trial started, right?" Zhao Feng straightforwardly said. "The non-humans would definitely attack when the Crown Prince trial started and the Draconic Providence was the weakest." "That's right." Half a year ago, many powerhouses of the forces had already guessed something about the assassination that happened in the Great Qian Royal Palace. However, most people thought that this was just a huge conflict between the 2 dynasties, and that the Great Qian dynasty would be fine. Who would have thought that it would be an all-out war this time? However, even if the Great Gone Lord dynasty and the Dark Moon Empire were to fight, Duke Na Feng didn't need to come to Zhao Feng's place. He could just wait for Zhao Feng to come out of seclusion. Zhao Feng's eyebrows rose up. At the beginning of the war, the Great Qian dynasty was already at a disadvantage. Duke Na Feng knew what Zhao Feng was confused about, so he explained. "It seems like the outsiders have planned this and are well prepared." Zhao Feng's expression changed slightly. As far as Zhao Feng knew, the ones guarding the northwest were the Tai family and the Yu family, 2 powerful families. At the start of the battle, Great Gone was already at a disadvantage. From this, one could see how strong the alien race dynasty was. Once the Great Qian dynasty fell into a disadvantageous position, it would definitely borrow the power of the sections. Therefore, the Great Qian dynasty issued a sect recruitment order. Duke Na Feng said. The sect recruitment order is the Great Gone Lord dynasty's policy. All the forces and clans within the territory of the Great Gone Lord dynasty must send a certain amount of battle power to the front lines. Bai Qingyue's voice sounded in Zhao Feng's mind. Many forces within the territory of the Great Gone Lord dynasty were protected by the providence of the Great Gone Lord dynasty. To a certain degree, the Great Gone Lord dynasty had control over them. Zhao Feng didn't say anything after hearing this. This matter wasn't as simple as it seemed on the surface. Now that the Crown Prince had been confirmed, all the forces stood behind different factions. This obviously included the front lines. For example, the Tai family was the 4th prince's force, and the Yu family was the 8th prince's force. The forces behind the 9th prince were already weak, so they would be alone on the battlefield and would definitely be targeted by the other forces. The war between Lord dynasties was the worst for the 9th prince. How will the forces be distributed after they go to the battlefield? Zhao Feng asked. They are mostly managed by Sacred King Feather Spirit, who is the commander of the Lord dynasty, but he has given these small matters to his subordinates. I'm here for this as well. Duke Nanfeng was also the force behind the ninth prince, so he obviously wouldn't watch the other princes use this chance to attack the ninth prince. Duke Nanfeng was also in Imperials, so he had some connections within the Imperials. I have some connections over there. When the time comes, your forces will go with my guards, Duke Nanfeng said. Being the ruler of an island zone, Duke Nanfeng also needed to send his forces to the battlefield. Then I'll leave it to you, Duke. Zhao Feng smiled and said. With Duke Nanfeng's help, the forces from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion wouldn't be in trouble. I will also try to contact the forces behind the ninth prince, and try to gather them together. Duke Nanfeng had a solemn expression. If the ninth prince successfully became the emperor, his authority as an imperial uncle would increase even more, and he wouldn't just be the ruler of the island zone anymore. Furthermore, this was the best way to help Zhao Feng resolve the danger. He knew the enmity between Zhao Feng and Nine Darkness Palace. That's for the best. Zhao Feng nodded his head. He couldn't let the forces behind the ninth prince be weakened too much. If the forces behind the ninth prince were all destroyed, would he be able to become the emperor by himself, even if he didn't do anything wrong? Right now, Zhao Feng and the ninth prince were on the same boat. If the ninth prince failed, Zhao Feng's forces wouldn't be enough to deal with Nine Darkness Palace. On the other hand, if the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, the Shi family, and the other forces were weakened, the chances of the ninth prince becoming the emperor would decrease. Bai Qingwei, quickly gather everyone, Zhao Feng ordered. The earlier they prepared, the better. Is there anything happening with the ninth prince right now? Zhao Feng asked. Don't worry. After what happened last time, the defenses of the Imperial Palace are so strong that not even a fly can fly in, Duke Nanfeng said with a smile. On the other hand, Zhao Feng, your forces are developing quite well, Duke Nanfeng sighed. He had also received news about the Ghost Fire clan and the 8-star tower. Zhao Feng's forces had expanded once more, and he had also developed in many areas. His overall strength had already surpassed normal 3-star powers. All he lacked was peak experts and resources. It wasn't a good thing for the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, which was currently developing, to receive a clan conscription order. Furthermore, the mastermind behind the Ghost Fire clan and the 8-star tower was Nine Darkness Palace. Duke Nanfeng had found out that the Ghost Fire clan and Nine Darkness Palace had a very hidden connection. Duke Nanfeng was also very worried for Zhao Feng. If it wasn't for the Crown Prince trial, Zhao Feng would have been hunted down by Nine Darkness Palace long ago after offending such a strong demonic Dao force. He also admired Zhao Feng for being able to fight against Nine Darkness Palace until now and develop his forces to such a degree. I know that! A cold light flashed through Zhao Feng's eyes. One day later, a quasi-sacred lord of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion led a large group of members and left the Misty Moon Island zone with Duke Nanfeng. Zhao Feng went into seclusion once more. Within the misty spatial world, Zhao Feng and Zhao Wang sat opposite each other. Start to refine the Eye of Death. A golden light flashed through Zhao Feng's left eye, and the Eye of Death in its soul form appeared in the air. Because the Eye of Death's level was too high, Zhao Feng had to personally refine it. Zhao Feng's expression changed as his powerful soul intent covered the Eye of Death and merged it into Zhao Wang's right eye. The Eye of Death suddenly trembled. Humph! Zhao Feng's soul intent instantly attacked it. Last time, the god's spiritual eye had mutated and failed. This caused the Eye of Death to fear Zhao Feng's soul. However, under Zhao Feng's powerful intent, it finally yielded. Refine! A surge of powerful soul power surged out of Zhao Feng's soul and turned into a gray-purple flame according to the soul eye refining technique. A ball of gray-purple soul flame burned where Zhao Wang's right eye should be. Zhao Wang's soul let out a low roar. The refinement process was extremely smooth. The colors around the Eye of Death started to change as it started to merge with Zhao Wang's soul. Even the symbols of God Tribulation Lightning were able to move around the Eye of Death. When the colors around the Eye of Death started to merge with Zhao Wang's soul, Zhao Feng stopped helping. All Zhao Wang needed to do now was circulate the soul eye refining technique and guide his soul to merge with the eye of death. When the eye of death completely merged with Zhao Wang's soul, Zhao Wang now had the ability to use the eye of death. At this moment, Zhao Feng came out of the misty spatial world and left the ocean smoke pavilion after giving some orders. Zhao Feng went straight to the Duke's palace using the coordinates left behind by the misty spatial world. Duke Nafeng wasn't here, so Zhao Feng flew toward the Haili province, which was the closest. When Zhao Feng arrived at the Haili province, he used the misty spatial world to leave behind a spatial mark. On a certain day, at the edge of the Ji family's forest, Wang Shua, a layer of silver appeared in the air, and a golden-haired figure appeared with a disturbance in space. When Zhao Feng left the Ji family, he left behind a spatial mark here. Zhao Feng's eyes moved when he arrived at the Ji family. The eye of death has completely merged with it. Zhao Feng entered the misty spatial world and used his god's spiritual eye to inspect Zhao Wang. It has indeed completely merged with it. The speed at which the eye of death merged exceeded Zhao Feng's imagination. However, Zhao Wang couldn't use the eye of death. How could he use the eye of death with his great origin core realm soul intent? Any random eye bloodline technique would be able to squeeze out all of his soul. However, Zhao Wang's intent had only just formed in such a powerful lightning soul body. He would be able to reach the level of an emperor or quasi-sacred lord in just a few years and catch up to Zhao Feng. On top of that, Zhao Wang had also obtained some other effects from the eye of death. For example, vision, the aura of death, the laws of death, etc. It was just like when Zhao Feng merged with the god's spiritual eye, he gained super strong vision, half see-through ability, and reaction speed. These were all things that were reflected back to the physical dimension through the eye of death. With the eye of death, Zhao Wang's lack of resources and comprehension of the laws of death had been solved, and his speed of cultivating the enlightening death technique would become even faster. At the same time, Zhao Feng felt through Zhao Wang that there was indeed a dimension of death within the eye of death, but Zhao Wang wasn't able to open it right now. Zhao Feng still remembered how the Emperor of Death had summoned 3 Emperor-level vengeful spirits through the dimension of death back at the 18 Corners Pirate Sacred Land. That was one of the abilities of the dimension of death. Why don't you go to the continent and join a sect that cultivates the Tao of Ghosts? For example, one of the subordinate forces of 9 Darkness Palace. Zhao Feng's eyes spun as he suddenly smiled and said, Chapter 1010. Why don't you go to the continent and join a force that cultivates the Tao of Ghosts? For example, one of the subordinate forces of 9 Darkness Palace. Zhao Feng's eyes spun as he suddenly smiled. Firstly, Zhao Feng didn't specialize in the cultivation system that Zhao Wang cultivated, so he could only solve the problems that Zhao Wang had in the beginning. Secondly, Zhao Feng didn't have many resources related to enlightening and death, and Zhao Feng himself didn't have enough resources. A force that cultivated the Tao of Ghosts could solve both of these problems for Zhao Wang. Zhao Wang's cultivation speed was extremely fast, and he would be able to reach the upper echelon of the force soon. He might even be able to obtain some secret information from 9 Darkness Palace. This was the best way to infiltrate the enemy's inner circle, and it should be easy to get away with it since it was a time of war. Zhao Wang left after making his decision. Before he left, Zhao Feng gave Zhao Wang some resources, weapons, and life-saving trump cards. Zhao Feng entered the Ji family after Zhao Wang left. Those from the Ji family immediately went to greet him and brought Zhao Feng into the Ji family. It's Zhao Feng. Apparently he was the one who entered the 9th floor of the Purple Star Tower that day. How is that possible? He's still an emperor. No one knows. Maybe he has some kind of soul-type secret treasure, but many disciples of the Ji family saw him defeat Ji Qingming with one glance. The gazes of the disciples of the Ji family were all attracted by Zhao Feng as they walked. This was especially so for the disciples of the Ji family that had followed Ji Lan to the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. They all had respectful expressions when they saw Zhao Feng. A voice sounded from Sacred Lord Star Demon's private hall before Zhao Feng even got close. Come in, Xiao Feng. The disciple of the Ji family that brought Xiao Feng left. Little friend Zhao, how are you injured? Sacred Lord Star Demon felt that something was wrong when he looked at Xiao Feng. Xiao Feng's soul intent was much weaker than when he left. The disciples of the Ji family reported everything after they returned. It should have been extremely easy for Xiao Feng to deal with those two sacred lords. Why was he injured? I won't hide it from you, senior. When I returned, I had already started practicing the soul-splitting technique. Xiao Feng did not hide this point. After all, Sacred Lord Star Demon had already guessed that Xiao Feng would try to cultivate the soul-splitting technique. You succeeded? Sacred Lord Star Demon revealed a joyful expression. He had studied this spell deeply, but he still did not have the confidence to cultivate it. When a Sacred Lord formed an avatar, their body would be damaged. It was natural that Zhao Feng's soul intent would be damaged when he successfully split his soul. If Xiao Feng failed, he wouldn't just be injured like this, so Sacred Lord Star Demon was very sure that Xiao Feng would succeed. And Xiao Feng nodded. He was also happy about the success of the first level of the soul-splitting technique. Sacred Lord Star Demon had an excited expression as he approached Xiao Feng. Let me see your clone! He didn't expect Xiao Feng to reach the requirements and successfully cultivate the soul-splitting technique in just a few months after obtaining the soul recovery divine technique. Was this because Xiao Feng's luck was heaven-defying, or was he extremely talented in this area? My clone is somewhere else right now! Xiao Feng revealed an apologetic smile. Coincidentally, Xiao Feng told Zhao Wang to go to the inner continent and find a clan that cultivated the Tao of Ghosts when he arrived at the Ji family. Sacred Lord Star Demon's expression paused for a moment before returning to normal. Normal Sacred Lords cultivated clones in order to multitask and do many things at once. It was very logical that Zhao Feng's clone wasn't by his side. Yao Feng then told Sacred Lord Star Demon some things about the soul-splitting technique. After obtaining some information, Sacred Lord Star Demon might be able to help him create the second level. It has such a godly effect! Sacred Lord Star Demon was surprised. He had a certain understanding of the abilities of the soul-splitting technique through Zhao Feng's description. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't have much confidence, Sacred Lord Star Demon would have given it a try. However, he couldn't act rashly. Now that the battle had started, no one knew what would happen. As the Grand Elder of the Ji family, his life didn't belong to him alone. How's little friend Zhao's understanding of the second level of the soul-splitting technique? Sacred Lord Star Demon asked. This technique wasn't simple, and since he couldn't find anything similar to it, it was extremely difficult to create it. Not much progress. Zhao Feng had only cultivated the first level, and his soul intent had almost dropped to the quasi-sacred lord level. Even if he managed to create the second level, Zhao Feng wouldn't cultivate it right now. Therefore, Zhao Feng had been reading books to increase his knowledge and foundation in preparation for the second level in the future. Little friend, you can stay here. I'll discuss it with you. Also, I have something else to tell you. Sacred Lord Star Demon put the soul-splitting technique aside for now. The 8th Prince has already sent me a message. He will stand on the 9th Prince's side and help the 9th Prince, Sacred Lord Star Demon said with a smile. This was what he hoped for as well. He didn't want the Ji family to leave the 8th Prince and join the 9th Prince's side. Although the Crown Prince trial had ended and it was normal for someone to choose a new faction, it would still affect the Ji family's reputation. The 8th Prince? Xiao Feng paused for a moment. He didn't expect the 8th Prince to make such a decision as soon as the Crown Prince trial ended. Xiao Feng could obviously feel that the 8th Prince's decision had a lot to do with Xiao Feng. However, this was good. The 9th Prince's forces were weak, and with the 8th Prince's help, his overall strength was approaching the 13th Prince's. Furthermore, the Yu family seemed to be the 8th Prince's force as well, and they were the main battle power on the front lines. This way, the forces behind the 9th Prince would have someone to rely on when they went to the front lines, and they wouldn't be targeted by the other forces. Has Senior Star Demon found anything regarding the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara? Zhao Feng changed the topic and asked softly. This was one of his main reasons for coming here, the whereabouts of the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara. More than 2 months had passed. If he could find him, he should have found him already. I still haven't found his whereabouts. Sacred Lord Star Demon sighed. Zhao Feng's expression was dim. He was already mentally prepared. As expected, it was very hard to find a lone ranger. Furthermore, the strength of the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara was immeasurable. However, I found a place that I suspect to be the place where the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara once lived. Sacred Lord Star Demon said. Please tell me, Senior. Zhao Feng's expression paused. I'll go with you. Sacred Lord Star Demon suddenly charged out of the hall and passed through the purple mist. Zhao Feng followed behind him. The two arrived at a green sea of bamboo in less than a day. There was no one here. There was only a simple bamboo room, a well, a zither, a chessboard, and bamboo chairs. The intent here is indeed extraordinary. Zhao Feng felt that something was different the instant he arrived. Even though there were only some extremely simple and ordinary items here, they emitted an indescribable aura of profundity that was obscure and profound. The person who lived here should have just left for a while. Sacred Lord Star Demon said. If he had come here earlier, he might have been able to find something. Zhao Feng descended and walked toward the bamboo room. The layout of the bamboo room was simple and clean. It was filled with furniture that mortals normally used. It's very clean. Sacred Lord Star Demon said. The inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara obviously wouldn't leave behind any clues if he wanted to hide his tracks. If it was Sacred Lord Star Demon, he would definitely destroy everything here. Zhao Feng didn't know why, but when he entered this bamboo room, he felt an inexplicable fragrance surround him, causing his mood to slightly change. Zhao Feng opened his god's spiritual eye and scanned the room, but he didn't find anything. From the looks of it, the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara was a confident and cautious person. The inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara didn't leave any clues behind. Even Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye couldn't find anything. Zhao Feng entered through the front door and exited through the back door. Qin? Zhao Feng looked at the green 7-string Qin. An elegant and tranquil woman who was like a celestial in a painting suddenly appeared in his mind. Her beautiful face was like a wild goose descending from the sky, and she had a quiet and resentful appearance. Meow meow! The little thieving cat jumped out of the misty spatial world, and it was holding a copper coin in its paws. This copper coin wasn't the one that the little thieving cat used for divination. It was the one that Lu Qinxin had left for Zhao Feng on the last floor of the Fan Lin Ancient Sound Palace. At this moment, this copper coin was glowing with a faint white light, as if it could be extinguished at any moment. Zhao Feng's expression changed dramatically. He had been keeping this copper coin in the misty spatial world this entire time. Why was it glowing for no reason? Zhao Feng held it in his hand, and he could feel a pulling force. This is a qin. Zhao Feng approached the green qin and gently stroked it. Unfortunately, he didn't understand music at all, and a few notes sounded. Several copper coins suddenly appeared in the little thieving cat's paws, and it threw them into his hand. What is the meaning of this? Zhao Feng closed his eyes. Why would the copper coin react when he found the place where the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara once lived? Furthermore, it seemed to be a normal qin that caused the copper coin to react. Maybe this was the qin of the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara. Was the copper coin telling Zhao Feng that the Eyes of Samsara could help him find Lu Qinxin? Or was there another reason? Zhao Feng tightly gripped the copper coin in his hand and thought for a long time, but he didn't understand. The copper coin in Zhao Feng's hand suddenly released a faint white light. Zhao Feng felt as if there was an indescribable line of fate on the copper coin that extended into the distance. Zhao Feng extended his arm and slowly moved it. At a certain moment, the faint light from the copper coin flashed for an instant before completely disappearing. The power within the copper coin seemed to have been completely used up. That's the north. Zhao Feng put the copper coin away and looked toward the north. Sacred Lord Star Demon had been standing behind Zhao Feng the entire time. He could see Zhao Feng's weird emotions and thought for a while. He sighed and didn't disturb Zhao Feng. Senior Star Demon, let's go back. Zhao Feng flew into the air a while later. After returning to the Ji family, Zhao Feng stayed in the same place as last time and went to Sacred Lord Star Demon's private hall every day. At this moment, Sacred Lord Star Demon had completely opened up his stash to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng immersed himself in the soul and eye bloodline theories and secret techniques every day, and Sacred Lord Star Demon would occasionally discuss the soul-splitting technique with Zhao Feng. On a certain day, Zhao Feng came to the Purple Star Tower once again. Zhao Feng had now obtained the permanent right to enter the Purple Star Tower. One had to know that only the Grand Elders of the Ji family had this right. Chapter 10-11. Young Sir Zhao, please! The elder in front of the Purple Star Tower stood up and said respectfully. Zhao Feng then entered the Purple Star Tower amidst the discussions of the other disciples. At this moment, Zhao Feng didn't need to worry about the number of times he could enter the Purple Star Tower, so he went straight to the 8th floor, which was suitable for sacred lords to cultivate. Of course, the 8th floor had a bigger effect on Zhao Feng than before. The 8th floor was suitable for sacred lords, and it obviously included the initial stages, early stages, and late stages of the mystic light realm. Because Zhao Feng had split his soul intent had dropped to the lowest level of the mystic light realm. The power of the purple mist on the 8th floor should be around the early stages of the mystic light realm. There were a total of 5 futons on the 8th floor, but there was no one there. Luckily, the Purple Star Tower can help me quickly condense my soul intent. Zhao Feng casually sat down on a futon. The soul-splitting technique was a technique that condensed the soul. The original idea of this technique was that after splitting into 2 souls, one's cultivation speed would be doubled, and the 2 souls could fuse together to a certain degree, increasing one's soul intent to a whole new level. However, because Zhao Feng's soul had merged with the Eye of Death, it couldn't merge back into Zhao Feng's soul. The original idea of the soul-splitting technique was to condense the soul, but in Zhao Feng's hands, it became a cloning technique. Zhao Feng circulated the 10,000 divine thoughts technique to condense his soul intent and comprehend other things at the same time. Within the dimension of his left eye, there was only 20% of the power of God Tribulation Lightning left in the demigod head. Because Zhao Feng's soul had split, a portion of the God Tribulation Lightning symbols had also been split off. The God Tribulation Lightning symbols were one of Zhao Feng's killing moves, and now that they had been weakened, it affected Zhao Feng a lot. Within the dimension of his left eye, Zhao Feng split off many thoughts and started to guide the God Tribulation Lightning into his soul. At the same time, in Zhao Feng's hand, there was only a small portion of the scorched black wood that contained the power of the ancient lightning. Moreover, because it had been stored for too long, the power of the ancient lightning on it could no longer be used as a carrier and had almost dissipated. Without saying anything else, Zhao Feng circulated his intent and guided the power of ancient lightning into his lightning soul body. Time passed. This time, Zhao Feng stayed on the 8th level for 10 hours. Then, he stood up and left. After returning to his residence, Zhao Feng rested for a while before entering the ancient dream realm. Since I'm going to create the little world of illusions, it's definitely better to create it in the ancient dream realm. Zhao Feng had tasted the sweetness of the wind thunder small world. Even if the imperial tombs weren't in ancient space, Zhao Feng's immemorial wind lightning small world was much stronger than an ordinary emperor's small world. However, most of the people that Zhao Feng was fighting against were sacred lords. With the power of their little world projections, Zhao Feng's little world of wind lightning should be able to completely block them. Therefore, it would be best if the level of the little world of illusions was the same as the little world of wind lightning. Last time, when Zhao Feng was cultivating in the Purple Star Tower, he had already completed the process of creating the little world of illusions. Now, Zhao Feng had started to create his little world. The core of the little world of illusions will be you. A bright white crystal pearl appeared in Zhao Feng's hand. It was extremely deep, and it radiated a weird energy that could move one's soul. This was the god crystal that Zhao Feng had obtained in the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground. However, the energy within this god crystal had been slightly depleted. Even if only half of the energy was left, it was still a treasure to Zhao Feng. God crystals were the crystallization of the power of true gods. When within the ancient dream realm, a purple mist appeared 100 yards around Zhao Feng. There was a maze, a castle, a fountain, and various other structures. Dark clouds covered the maze, and lightning crackled. Zhao Feng's little world of illusions was extremely condensed in the outside world, but it was transparent in the ancient dream realm. When first, Zhao Feng carefully placed the god crystal within. Apart from that, the items that Zhao Feng had obtained in the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground were all extremely precious. Zhao Feng picked out a dark black inkstone. Zhao Feng didn't know what exactly this stone was, but it radiated a shocking mental energy. Zhao Feng didn't find anything wrong with it even after studying it for a long time. Therefore, Zhao Feng placed the dark black inkstone next to the god crystal. Zhao Feng didn't even know the names of the many treasures that he had obtained in the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground. However, the value of these treasures made Zhao Feng not dare to take them out to appraise, so he could only put them aside for now. Just like that, Zhao Feng went back and forth between his residence, Sacred Lord Star Demon's personal hall, and the Purple Star Tower. As Zhao Feng's soul strength and knowledge increased, the creation of his little world also progressed at the same time. More than a month later, Zhao Feng's soul recovery divine technique had reached the peak 8th level, but the embryonic form of his little world of illusions wasn't complete yet. Creating a little world was an extremely complicated process. For example, Zhao Feng had used 1.5 years to create his little world of wind lightning. Lao Feng estimated that it would take at least 1 year to create his little world of illusions. Zhao Feng's consciousness suddenly moved. Very good, Zhao Wan has snuck into the Dark Ghost clan. Although Zhao Feng and Zhao Wan were separated by several provinces, they could still communicate with each other. Zhao Wan could even send some images to Zhao Feng. The soul clone was stronger than the Dark Heart Seal in every aspect. At this moment, Zhao Wan had successfully become an inner disciple of the Dark Ghost clan with his shocking talent. The Tao of Ghost clan was an important 3-star subordinate power of 9 Darkness Palace, so they were very careless in their selection of disciples. Zhao Wan wasn't suspected at all. However, the rules of the Tao of Ghost clan were extremely cruel and cold-blooded. They would turn a blind eye to the infighting between the disciples as long as they didn't kill them. Young Sir Zhao, Ji Lan requests to see you. On this day, Ji Lan's voice sounded outside Zhao Feng's residence. Zhao Feng soon pushed open the door. Young Sir Zhao, a letter for you. Ji Lan handed over a letter and left with a complicated expression. Right now, Zhao Feng was the Grand Elder of a normal 3-star power. He was the person that the Crown Prince placed the most importance on, and he was on the same level as Sacred Lord Star Demon of the Ji family. She never would have thought that Zhao Feng, who hadn't even reached the king level, would become like this and change so quickly. Ji Lan could only tell herself to work hard and cultivate. After interacting with Zhao Feng for a while, she realized that Zhao Feng never slacked off. Even though he had reached such a status and had strength that surpassed those of the same cultivation, he still cultivated and comprehended day and night. Zhao Feng tore open the letter. There was a piece of white paper inside. Zhao Feng's soul consciousness instantly entered it, and a wave of information appeared in Zhao Feng's mind. Information from Old Ing. Zhao Feng's expression changed slightly. The war between Lord Dynasties had started 10 months ago. Because the Great Gone Lord Dynasty had sent out the conscription order, they were able to make up for the disadvantage, but they still didn't have a big advantage. In this situation, as the Crown Prince, the 9th Prince was sent to the battlefield by the Sacred Emperor and Empress. The first reason was to have the Crown Prince represent the Great Gone Lord Dynasty, and raise the morale of the front lines. The second reason was to train the Crown Prince's will and strategy. Excuses. Zhao Feng couldn't help but mock. If the ninth prince stayed in the imperial palace, nothing would go wrong. If nothing went wrong, he would have a high chance of becoming the next emperor. They understood that the Grand Elder was giving them a chance to learn, and it was also a chance to train themselves. Jilan's gaze was firm as she clenched her fists. She didn't know when, but Zhao Feng had become Jilan's goal. This was the best chance for her to catch up to Zhao Feng. Let's go! Zhao Feng took out the flying flaming chariot that he hadn't used in a long time. Although the speed of the flying flaming chariot wasn't as fast as any of them, it was more convenient. The flying flaming chariot was just big enough to fit them, and it was going to be a very long journey. The 3 disciples of the Ji family would take turns controlling the flying flaming chariot, and the others could use this long time to rest, comprehend, and cultivate. Our destination is the north. With the speed of this flaming chariot, who knew how long it would take to get there? Dozens of days later, the flaming chariot entered the border of Qin province. We're almost at the spiritual hall, said Ji Tianming, who was controlling the flaming chariot. Everyone who was cultivating opened their eyes. Each of the 18 provinces of the Great Gan Lord dynasty had many cities, and the busiest area of each city was a large spiritual hall. When they got close to the spiritual hall, they could see many experts going in and out, including giant flying beasts and even flying tools like Zhao Feng's. Whoosh! A black figure passed by Zhao Feng's flaming chariot. At the same time, 2 figures chased after it. Emperor Ghost Scales, let's see where you can run to! Surrender now! 2 figures, one black and one white, charged out from behind. Both of them were emperors, and the aura that the black figure gave off was enough to shake people's souls. The people nearby immediately moved away. Everyone was used to this kind of thing. Fighting wasn't allowed in the spiritual hall, so there were all kinds of people, including those who had committed heinous crimes and were trying to avoid being hunted down. Zhao Feng didn't put these things in his eyes, but the middle-aged man in white's roar woke Zhao Feng up. Zhao Feng's eyes flickered as he scanned the area with his spiritual sense. Stop! Zhao Feng's voice suddenly sounded. When a vast and boundless will descended upon the world, enveloping the 3 of them. The 3 people instantly slowed down, and Emperor Ghost Scales, who was at the front, felt like he was stuck in a swamp. Who are you? Why are you interfering with the private matters of the Divine Official Gate? The expression of the Emperor in black darkened as he looked at Zhao Feng. He was sure that he had never seen Zhao Feng before. From his point of view, Zhao Feng's strength should be a peak emperor, which was on par with him. What's going on? Emperor Ghost Scales looked at the golden-haired youth who had suddenly interfered. He didn't know Zhao Feng, but he was stopped by Zhao Feng. Emperor Ghost Scales didn't care what Zhao Feng wanted to do. He just wanted to live. The 3 disciples of the Ji family were also stunned. They didn't expect Zhao Feng to interfere in this kind of thing. Let him go, Zhao Feng said calmly. Zhao Feng also didn't expect to meet someone he knew from the Tseng Ocean here. This Emperor Ghost Scales was none other than Monarch Ghost Scales from the 18 Corners Pirate Sacred Land. Back when Zhao Feng was being chased by the Emperor of Death, he ran to the 18 Corners Pirate Sacred Land to ask for help. Monarch Ghost Scales, along with the Cold Moon Emperor and the Giant Shark King, helped Zhao Feng fend off the Emperor of Death. Zhao Feng still hadn't returned this favor. This, Emperor Ghost Scales' expression changed. He did not expect that the young great emperor who suddenly made a move was actually here to save him. However, he didn't seem to have made friends with someone like this ever since he came to the continent zone. The expression of the middle-aged man in white became grim. He didn't expect Emperor Ghost Scales to be so lucky to meet someone he knew, and he seemed to have some impression of this golden-haired youth. Aren't you being a bit too nosy? The Emperor in black harumphed. He could obviously tell that Zhao Feng wasn't simple and had such strength at such a young age. However, there were so many people watching. If he let Emperor Ghost Scales go just like that, he would lose all the face of his sect. Although the Divine Official Gate was only a peak 2-star sect, the Grand Elder of the Gate could become a sacred lord within 100 years. Come with me! Zhao Feng didn't bother with the two emperors and directly said to Emperor Ghost Scales. Thank you, young sir! Emperor Ghost Scales paused for a moment. Although there was something strange going on, there was nothing he could do right now. Furthermore, Emperor Ghost Scales felt that this youth in front of him didn't have any ill intentions. The other three people on the flying car were also elite geniuses. Monarch Ghost Scales immediately flew toward Zhao Feng. The gazes of the two emperors from the divine official gate were extremely grim. You're courting death! The black-robed emperor suddenly attacked, and a wave of true yuan rippled in the air. He could tell that Zhao Feng and the disciples of the Ji family weren't simple, so he didn't attack them rashly. Instead, he waved his fists and charged toward Emperor Ghost Scales. Heaven and earth instantly darkened as streaks of black light flashed in the black-robed emperor's fists. You won't listen to my advice! Zhao Feng's expression became cold, and a surge of soul intent formed a dark purple crystal spike that shot into the black-robed emperor's mind. The symbols of God tribulation lightning on it started to flash. Arg! A scream sounded in the soul dimension. The nearby experts instantly felt the aura of an emperor's yuan soul falling. The black-robed emperor's body fell down. S.I. The spectating experts all took in cold breaths. The white-robed emperor felt a coldness spread from the bottom of his feet to his entire body, and he started to shiver. The black-robed emperor was instantly killed by Zhao Feng just like that. Emperor Ghost Scales' body trembled as he looked at Zhao Feng. He felt that this youth was even scarier. However, Emperor Ghost Scales suddenly thought of another youth who was very similar to this golden-haired youth in front of him. Tell the leader of the Divine Official Gate to come apologize in 10 days. Zhao Feng looked at the white-robed emperor and said coldly. Originally, if the two emperors knew what was good for them, they would let this matter go. Zhao Feng didn't put a mere peak 2-star sect in his eyes at all. However, Zhao Feng killed this person right away because he saw that King Ghost Scales was severely injured. There were even some old injuries that were left behind a long time ago. It was obvious that they were caused by being chased for a long time. This was also to help King Ghost Scales get revenge. Then, the white-robed emperor quickly ran away in panic. Emperor Ghost Scales' body shook as he looked at Zhao Feng in disbelief. King Ghost Scales, long time no see. I didn't expect you to come to the continent zone. Zhao Feng looked at Emperor Ghost Scales. You're Zhao Feng? Hearing that, Emperor Ghost Scales thought back to the Tseng Ocean and the way this youth attacked. King Ghost Scales was only a Pictor king back then, and it was because he came to the continent that he became an emperor in just a few years. Emperor Ghost Scales then followed Zhao Feng into the spiritual palace. Jiwuye, I'll leave the task of improving the flaming chariot to you. Zhao Feng gave this task to Jiwuye, who was the most mature and intelligent of the three. It would take a long time to improve the flaming chariot, so the three from the Ji family left and entered the spiritual palace to buy some resources. Zhao Feng, thank you! Emperor Ghost Scales had a joyful expression as he thanked Zhao Feng. Why were you chased by them? Zhao Feng asked. When we came to the continent, we accidentally found a sacred lord's tomb. Emperor Ghost Scales sighed and slowly told the story. In reality, there were other pirate captains that came with Emperor Ghost Scales. They accidentally found a sacred lord's tomb, and while fighting for the inheritance, they killed a disciple of the Divine Official Gate. King Ghost Scales and the Divine Official Gate each obtained a portion of the inheritance. Therefore, the Divine Official Gate chased after Emperor Ghost Scales and company until only Emperor Ghost Scales was left. This Divine Official Gate! Lao Feng's expression became grim. He originally thought that Emperor Ghost Scales had done something evil, but he still decided to help Emperor Ghost Scales first. After all, he owed him a favor. Zhao Feng, I didn't expect you to have such accomplishments in the continent. Emperor Ghost Scales revealed a joyful expression, and respect flashed through his eyes. When he heard about what happened to Zhao Feng in the Crown Prince trial, he always thought that this Zhao Feng only had the same name as the Zhao Feng they knew. As expected, no matter where Zhao Feng went, his talent couldn't be hidden. Val Feng recounted how he had reincarnated and taken over another body. Emperor Ghost Scales didn't rely on any force when he came to the continent, so he didn't know about Xiao Feng's reincarnation. However, someone like Emperor Ghost Scales wasn't suitable to join a sect. However, when Emperor Ghost Scales knew that Zhao Feng was going to the front lines, he was very proactive and wanted to go with Zhao Feng. Val Feng obviously wouldn't reject this. 5 days later, Zhao Feng received a message from Jiwuya that the flaming chariot had been upgraded. "We can leave now." Chapter 10:13. Zhao Feng and Emperor Ghost Scales passed through the spiritual palace that was filled with people. Very soon, the two of them arrived at a splendid and imposing array refining hall. The moment they entered, they saw a giant black metallic battleship that took up almost the entire hall. The battleship radiated an extraordinary aura, and the carvings on it were extremely similar to those of the Heaven's Legacy race. Under Zhao Feng's left eye, the black and white metallic battleship was seen through. He realized that many aspects of this battleship had been repaired and perfected. "Looks like Jiwuya did a good job." Just from this item alone, Zhao Feng could tell the skill of the array master here. Only a 3-star superpower would probably use this flying battleship, Emperor Ghost Scales exclaimed. This battleship was many times better than the one he used in the past. After being a pirate for several hundred years, Emperor Ghost Scales had a deep love for ships. Emperor Ghost Scales and Zhao Feng then arrived at a hall. Through a special array, the interior of the hall formed a world of its own. It was a very small area, but it was extremely wide after entering. "Senior Zhao, the flying chariot has been modified according to your requirements." Jiwuya immediately went up. The other 2 disciples of the Ji family were also here, and they had joyful expressions as they surrounded the new flaming chariot. Zhao Feng walked up and looked at the modified flaming chariot. "According to your requirements, the speed of this Heaven's Legacy race flying chariot has been strengthened to the standard of a peak emperor." An array grandmaster next to the flying chariot introduced with a faint smile. These guests were all young, but they were all emperors. They also had a complete product of the Heaven's Legacy race, so their backgrounds were definitely not simple. Val Feng inspected the flying chariot closely. It looked very different from before. Firstly, the space inside the flying chariot had increased, and it could carry more people. Secondly, apart from the propulsion system on the back, there was also a row of wings on the 2 sides, which increased the speed of the flying chariot. "If you still have substandard god crystals, you can put 2 into the wings and increase the speed of the flying chariot to the level of a sacred lord," the array refiner grandmaster added. When he was modifying the flying car, he naturally noticed the sub-god crystals on it. Thus, he used his trump card to improve the performance of the flying car as much as possible. "Sub-god crystal!" Emperor Ghost Scales took a deep breath. Even sacred lords were reluctant to use substandard god crystals. Who would use it on a flying tool? Moreover, they used 2 at once. However, from the words of this formation master, it seemed that Zhao Feng had originally used substandard god crystals to drive the flaming chariot. "Saint Master's speed!" Zhao Feng was slightly moved. He didn't expect the speed of the flying car to be able to reach the speed of a sacred lord. However, if he wanted to use substandard god crystals, he had to consider it carefully. Upgrading this flying car to this level is already this Jin's greatest ability. Because this flying car is a product of the Heaven's Legacy race, its price is slightly higher, roughly the price of 2 Legacy sacred artifacts. Master Jin stated the cost of improving the flying car. On the side, Emperor Ghost Scales had a dazed expression. He and his brothers risked their lives to obtain 1 Legacy sacred artifact, and now, Zhao Feng needed the price of 2 Legacy sacred artifacts to improve a flying car. Zhao Feng nodded his head. The performance of this flaming chariot had been improved to the limit, so the price was reasonable. Just as Zhao Feng was about to pay the price, "Master Jin, sorry for disturbing you," an old and powerful voice sounded. Soon after, a skinny old man led several members into the palace. "Divine Official Gate." Emperor Ghost Scales looked at the white-robed emperor and the other members, and anger and hatred burned in his heart. This is the Grand Elder of the Divine Official Gate. Master Jean paused. The Grand Elder of the Divine Official Gate had brought many elders and deacons here. Were they going to cause trouble? When he saw Emperor Ghost Scales' expression, he guessed that his guests might have offended the Divine Official Gate. Master Jean sighed and immediately went forward to warn the Divine Official Gate. Although the other party was a quasi-sacred lord and was a Grand Elder, this was a spiritual hall with the City Lord's palace behind it. Master Jean wasn't scared at all. However, before he could say anything, the Grand Elder of the Divine Official Gate's words made him pause. Little friend Zhao Feng, this old man will apologize to your friend first. The skinny elder put his hands together and bowed deeply toward Emperor Ghost Scales. All of you, kneel down. The skinny elder roared in anger. Plop! The other emperors instantly knelt on the ground. You're the person in charge of the Divine Official Gate. Zhao Feng walked forward and looked at the quasi-sacred lord and the other emperors with a serious expression. Zhao Feng. Master Jin's expression changed. Why did he say that this youth's golden hair and golden eyes were so familiar? It was Zhao Feng, who had helped the 9th prince become the Crown Prince during the Crown Prince trial. Little friend Zhao Feng, please calm down. My subordinates didn't recognize Mount Tai. I brought them here to apologize to your friend. You can do whatever you want with them. The skinny elder lowered his head and bowed. From the white-robed emperor's memories, some people in the clan recognized Zhao Feng's appearance. Firstly, Zhao Feng was the Grand Elder of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, a 3-star force. Apparently, the 10,000 Sacred Clan, the Ghost Fire Clan, and the 8-star Tower were all 3-star forces of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. The Divine Official Gate, which was only a peak 2-star force, was nothing in front of them. Secondly, after the Crown Prince trial ended, a lot of information and rumors said that Zhao Feng already had the ability to kill sacred lords. Due to all of this, the skinny elder could only do this and bring all the members that had chased after Emperor Ghost Scales. However, he believed that Zhao Feng wouldn't be so cruel as to kill them all. After all, this was the territory of the spiritual hall. Emperor Ghost Scales, please spare us. We were blinded by our own greed, which is why we made such a huge mistake. The members of the Divine Official Gate kneeling on the ground begged Emperor Ghost Scales for forgiveness. Emperor Ghost Scales looked at the emperors kneeling on the ground. He still remembered their arrogant expressions and unparalleled gazes, but now, they were kneeling in front of Emperor Ghost Scales. Emperor Ghost Scales thought back to the pirates that had come with him to the continent, and killing intent appeared in his heart. Emperor Ghost Scales, we are willing to hand over the inheritance we obtained that day. Little friend Zhao Feng, the Divine Official Gate will pay for the improvement of your flying tool. Seeing that Emperor Ghost Scales' expression didn't change, the skinny elder immediately said with killing intent in his eyes. They and Emperor Ghost Scales had each obtained half of the Sacred Lord's inheritance back then, and Emperor Ghost Scales was willing to hand over the inheritance they obtained. If you're willing, the Divine Official Gate will become a subordinate force of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion from now on. Zhao Feng walked up and patted Emperor Ghost Scales as he spoke. Now that Zhao Feng was the force behind the 9th Prince, killing someone in the spiritual palace would leave a stain on the 9th Prince's reputation. The Divine Official Gate is willing to become a subordinate force of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. The skinny elder hesitated for a moment before gritting his teeth and agreeing. Let's go, Zhao Feng. Emperor Ghost Scales didn't say anything and turned around. Not only did Zhao Feng save his life, but he also made these people kneel in front of him and admit their mistakes. This was something that he didn't even dream of before. This was all because of Zhao Feng, and he couldn't cause any more trouble for Zhao Feng. I'll leave the improvement fee to you. Zhao Feng took the brand new flying flaming chariot and left with Emperor Ghost Scales and the 3 disciples of the Ji family. Grand Elder, how can you agree to Zhao Feng's request? The white-robed emperor immediately stood up after Zhao Feng and company left. That's right. Grand Elder, Even Zhao Feng wouldn't dare to kill us in the spiritual palace. Another emperor revealed a disdainful expression. If he doesn't kill you, what if he cripples you? The skinny elder scolded angrily before continuing. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion is the force behind the Crown Prince, and they've been developing rapidly recently. If the Crown Prince ascends to the throne, the Divine Official Gate is willing to become a subordinate force of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. You all know what happened between Nine Darkness Palace and the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. If Nine Darkness Palace attacks Zhao Feng and the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, we'll be free. The skinny elder harumphed coldly as he looked at the group of brainless people and continued. The eyes of the other emperors sparkled after hearing the Grand Elder's words. Grand Elder, you're really thoughtful. The white-robed emperor revealed a cunning smile. Master Jean, what's the fee for Zhao Feng to improve the flying item? The skinny elder asked. The price of 2 inheritance saint weapons, Master Jean said. What? The skinny elder almost spat out a mouthful of blood. However, the trading area of the spiritual hall wouldn't do anything like cheating, and Master Jean was an extremely famous array grandmaster of the array hall. This brat spent so much money just to improve a flying item. The skinny elder and the other emperors finally managed to fork out the fee. Whoosh! Zhao Feng and company sat on the brand-new flying flaming chariot and left the spiritual hall with a streak of violent, 7-colored flames. What speed! Ji Tianming exclaimed. This flying flaming chariot could carry the 5 of them for a long distance, but its speed surpassed peak emperors. It was more than twice as fast as before, so the journey time was much shorter. Maybe we'll meet the 9th prince and Olding along the way. Zhao Feng smiled and said. The 9th prince and Olding should have left a month or 2 earlier than Zhao Feng. With the current speed of Zhao Feng and company, they might be able to meet the 9th prince and company before they reached the battlefield. After all, their destination was the same, and their route was roughly the same. The group arrived at Qian Province, the center of the Great Gone Lord dynasty, a month later. Senior Zhao, I heard that the spiritual hall of the imperial city of Qian Province has already constructed a province teleportation array. Ji Tianming said. Oh? Province teleportation array? Zhao Feng was slightly interested in this. The province teleportation array was a high-level teleportation array that could pass through dozens of cities. Qian Province, where the imperial city was located, should be the first province to construct a province teleportation array. Teleporting across a province would save at least a month of flying time. Zhao Feng and company then arrived at the center of the spiritual hall of the imperial city. The province teleportation array was constructed at the center of the spiritual hall, and it was guarded by a 3-star power appointed by the Imperials. Looks like we don't have the right to use the province teleportation array. Jiwuye looked into the distance. Countless black-armored guards surrounded the majestic hall that floated in the air. Each of them had the cultivation of a half-step king, and there were several powerful auras within them. Let's give it a try. Zhao Feng flew into the air, and the others could only follow. Please show your identity. This is a province teleportation array. Those who aren't Imperials or peak 3-star powers are not allowed to approach. A group of black-armored guards immediately went forward when they saw Zhao Feng and company. Chapter 10:14. Please show your identity. This is a province teleportation array. Those who aren't Imperials or peak 3-star powers are not allowed to come close. A group of black-armored guards immediately went forward when they saw Zhao Feng and company. Zhao Feng and company were surprised. Even the Imperials and normal members of peak 3-star powers wouldn't be able to use this province teleportation array. Emperor Ghost Scales took a deep breath. For him, the Imperials and peak 3-star powers were the peak existences of the continent. We are from the Ji family, one of the 8 big families. This senior is the Grand Elder of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, Ji Tianming said. The Grand Elder of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, Zhao Feng of the 8 big families? The eyes of the captain of the black-armored guards flashed as he sent out a thought. A muscular middle-aged man in black armor appeared in front of the province teleportation hall, and an invisible pressure spread across the air. What a strong body! He's reached the level of a quasi-sacred lord. Emperor Ghost Scales was surprised. He felt pressure just facing this male in black armor. The battle power of this male in black armor might even be higher than the Grand Elder of the Divine Official Gate. What do you want? The muscular middle-aged man in black armor asked. It was obvious that the Ji family had a certain status among the 8 big families. Furthermore, Zhao Feng was quite famous. We want to use the province teleportation array. Xiao Feng told them the reason. Do you have permission from the Imperials or peak 3-star powers? The male in black armor asked. Even the Imperials could only use the province teleportation array if they had a high status. However, there were exceptions, and permission was one of them. If you don't, you won't be able to use the province teleportation array, the male in black armor said in a serious tone. The 3 disciples of the Ji family were slightly depressed. Zhao Feng started to think. This place wasn't far from the Imperial Palace, but he didn't know anyone there. Is this okay? A square golden dragon token suddenly appeared in Zhao Feng's hand. The dragon head's eyes flashed, and the nearby draconic providence instantly gathered toward it. This was the token that the 9th prince had given to Zhao Feng after the trial to become the crown prince. It was said that even if the Imperial Palace was in a special period, he would be able to enter and leave the Imperial Palace at any time. Zhao Feng took it out and gave it a try. This is the Imperial Sky Token. The black-armored man's expression changed slightly. Senior Zhao actually has the Imperial Sky Token. Ji Tianming was shocked. Ji Lan and Ji Wuya were also surprised as they looked at the golden dragon token in Zhao Feng's hand. It seems like this token is more valuable than I thought. Zhao Feng felt the value of this token. Since you have the Royal Heaven token, you should have the right to use this formation. The black-armored man led Zhao Feng and the others into the hall. As they walked, Ji Tianming told Zhao Feng about the origins of the Imperial Heavenly Token. The Imperial Heavenly Medallion was something that only the Sacred Emperor had the authority to issue. Most of the time, it was given to those with high authority in the royal family or to the princes. The Imperial Heavenly Token also had a small use, which was to increase the power of the wearer's draconic providence by 10%. The Imperial Heavenly Token in Zhao Feng's hand was the 9th Prince's Imperial Heavenly Token, which was equivalent to the 9th Prince's will. Originally, even the Imperial Heavenly Token wouldn't be able to meet the requirements to use the teleportation array. However, the 9th Prince was different. Now that he had become the Crown Prince, the value of the Imperial Heavenly Token had risen to another level. Elder, Zhao Feng has the 9th Prince's Imperial Heavenly Token and wishes to use the province teleportation array. The black-armored man said respectfully. Permitted! An old voice reverberated in the hall. Zhao Feng's eyes flashed as he looked at an elder sitting cross-legged in a pavilion at the back of the hall. Please come and record this down with me, the black-armored man said. If one didn't have the authority to use the province teleportation array, and could only use other methods, they would need to record it down. After recording it down and paying an astronomical amount of peak-grade primal crystal stones, Zhao Feng and company were finally able to use the array. When the enormous ancient formation platform glowed with a dazzling white light. Countless silver runes of the formation extended and filled the entire formation platform. Everyone's figures were covered by the flashing white light and started to fade. At the same time, in a big city in Feng Province, when Zhao Feng and company appeared on the ancient array. When they appeared, Emperor Ghost Scales and the disciples of the Ji family felt uncomfortable and almost fell to the ground. Using the inter-province teleportation formation would cause a spatial shift. The imbalance in pressure was simply too great. Even Zhao Feng felt slightly uncomfortable. The place where everyone appeared was a spiritual hall in a big city in Feng Province. The teleportation array below them was a normal intercity teleportation array. Looks like the province teleportation array can only be used in one direction, Ji Wuya said in a low tone. This meant that the province teleportation array could connect to normal teleportation arrays in other provinces, but they couldn't use this array to teleport to the imperial city. Feng Province! Zhao Feng murmured. This was the Duanmu family's territory. Although the Duanmu family hated Zhao Feng, they couldn't stop him from using the teleportation array. Zhao Yufei was still in the dark about the engagement, but Zhao Feng believed that the Duanmu family wouldn't be able to hide it for long. Let's go! The group boarded the flaming chariot and left at an extremely fast speed, leaving a trail of 7-colored smoke behind it. Before leaving the spiritual hall, Zhao Feng waved his left arm and used the misty spatial world to leave behind a coordinate. In reality, Zhao Feng would do this every time they reached a province. This way, Zhao Feng wouldn't need to use the teleportation array in the future. He could just use the misty spatial world to travel between provinces. However, it was still difficult for Zhao Feng to travel across a province with his current strength. On top of that, there were people traveling with him. Since they were using the province teleportation array, the route to the front lines was shortened. Adding on the flaming chariot's current speed, they would be able to reach their destination in less than 3 months. Everyone was inexplicably excited. Along the way, everyone had improved a lot under Zhao Feng's guidance. The one who improved the most was Emperor Ghost Scales. He had obtained an inheritance sacred weapon from the Sacred Lord Tomb, while the Divine Official Gate had obtained an inheritance technique and secret technique. However, both of them now belonged to him. Adding on the fact that Zhao Feng had given him some cultivation resources, Emperor Ghost Scales could now unleash half of the inheritance sacred weapon's power. His battle power had increased by a lot. Within the misty spatial world, Zhao Feng's figure suddenly appeared, and a pile of charred wood and tree trunks appeared nearby. Zhao Feng was creating the little world of illusions in the ancient dream realm when a thunderstorm happened. My luck isn't bad. Zhao Feng revealed a joyful expression. The power of God Tribulation lightning within the demigod head was almost used up. Luckily, Zhao Feng had another source of lightning, which was the power of ancient lightning in the ancient dream realm. However, the weather in the ancient dream realm was unpredictable, and it would depend on luck if there was a thunderstorm. Furthermore, the power of ancient lightning couldn't be stored for a long time. Without saying anything else, Zhao Feng sat on the ground and started to absorb the power of ancient lightning within the charred wood into his lightning soul body. We're almost there. Jilan, who was controlling the flaming chariot, looked into the distance. At this moment they were less than 1 province away from the front lines of the battlefield. Whoosh! At a certain moment, the sound of flying sounded, and the aura of a quasi-sacred lord flashed across the sky above them. The newcomer was a middle-aged man wearing a large purple robe. He glanced at the people on the flaming chariot below, and paused for a moment. This person didn't stay any longer and quickly left. A while later they saw a large flying spiritual pet. 3 males with cold gazes stood on it, and 2 of them were quasi-sacred lords. A male with red hair revealed a weird expression as he glanced over the flaming chariot. There were only 4 people on the flaming chariot, and they should only be peak emperors. Furthermore, the speed of this flying chariot was much faster than their spiritual pets. Everyone knew that flying items were more valuable than flying spiritual pets because they could carry a lot of energy and didn't need to rest. Large-sized flying items were even more valuable. Boss, should we attack? The other man had a cruel expression on his face as he grinned hideously. Zhao Feng suddenly appeared from within the flaming chariot. His faint golden hair blew in the wind, and his faint golden left eye was extremely mysterious. Don't cause trouble. There are too many hidden experts here. The red-haired male looked at Zhao Feng, who had appeared out of nowhere, and shook his head warily. His instinct from several hundred years of walking on the edge of a knife told him that this youth wasn't simple. The large flying spiritual pets slowly flew away. On the flaming chariot. Looks like this place is a bit chaotic. Emperor Ghost Scales licked his lips as excitement flashed through his eyes. This place made him think back to when he was a pirate. The spiritual palace is up ahead. The group arrived at a noisy and chaotic hall surrounded by huge palace walls. Before they even got close, they saw 2 groups of people fighting each other. The weakest was a domain-level king. It's not just a normal mess. Zhao Feng glanced over and saw that the vendors and shops in the spiritual palace were all fierce people. They didn't even need to pay a fee to enter, and there were no restrictions on flying spiritual pets and items. It could be said that this was a spiritual palace without a manager. The instant Zhao Feng and company entered, the flaming chariot attracted many greedy gazes. Whoosh! 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 Several figures slowly flew over. I didn't expect the teleportation array to be broken. That's normal. The teleportation arrays near the battlefield are often used. Let's go to the spiritual palace and do Haiqing next time. The three people shook their heads and sighed, admitting that they were unlucky. Senior Zhao, the teleportation array is broken. Why don't we just fly over? Jilan controlled the flaming chariot and slowly stopped. The flaming chariot was very fast, and it didn't take long to fly to the battlefield. Zhao Feng looked at the teleportation hall in the distance. The doors to the hall were closed, and the guards were on high alert. From the looks of it, all the forces of the city lord had gathered in the teleportation hall. That's a good idea. Zhao Feng nodded his head. Jilan was about to turn the flaming chariot around. Meow meow! The little thieving cat appeared on Zhao Feng's shoulder and took out the Imperial Sky Token. At this moment, draconic providence flowed around the Imperial Sky Token, and a faint dragon roar came from the mouth of the dragon's head. It was different from before. Zhao Feng took the Imperial Sky Token and scanned it with his divine sense, and a feeling suddenly appeared in Zhao Feng's mind. This is not good! Zhao Feng suddenly raised his head, and his golden left eye locked onto the teleportation spiritual palace in the distance. Zhao Feng's gaze passed through the barrier around the spiritual palace. Olding and the ninth prince were inside. Chapter 10-15. Within the hall where the teleportation array was located, the ninth prince and Olding were surrounded by 5 black-clothed people. Draconic light surrounded the ninth prince, and his battle power had reached the level of a sacred lord. The ancient green sword of lightning in his hand slashed out a bolt of lightning that shot through the air. Small tricks! A male wearing a black mask took out a dark green dagger and gently slashed it through the air, and a surge of wicked sacred power shattered the bolt of lightning. The situation isn't looking good! Olding stood behind the ninth prince with blood dripping from his chest. The corpses of more than a dozen guards lay on the ground nearby. Although the ninth prince had used his draconic providence to increase his battle power to the level of a sacred lord, he still wasn't the masked male's match. Apart from the masked male, the other people in black were all quasi-sacred lords, and they were all outstanding assassins ranked in the top 20 or so of Black Screen Corner. In the air above the hall, the chaotic black and white mystic light's sacred power intersected with one another, and explosions sounded continuously. The surroundings of the hall were protected by a barrier, which resisted the impact of the collision. Sacred Lord Tsungcheong, you will die here today as well! A skinny male wearing dark gray armor and holding a black spear suddenly waved his black spear. Bam! Bam! A series of black spear images sped through the hall. Sacred Lord Black Shark, who sent you to assassinate the ninth prince? Sacred King Tsungcheong immediately slashed out with his white crystal sword, sending beams of white light towards Sacred Lord Black Shark's black spear images. Sacred Lord Black Shark was ranked 10th on the Black Screen Corner ranking, and he was a Sacred Lord. He was different from the other assassins. Sacred Lord Black Shark was cruel and bloodthirsty, and he always used violence to finish off his targets. You talk too much! Sacred Lord Black Shark harumphed coldly in disdain as he stabbed out with his spear. A chaotic black pillar of light radiating a dark and terrifying aura shook the air and instantly arrived before Sacred Lord Tsungcheong. Bam! Sacred Lord Tsungcheong was sent flying and crashed into the array behind him. Sacred Lord Tsungcheong! Old Ying's expression became dim. Nothing had happened on the way here, but the true danger was hidden at the very end. In other words, these assassins had been lying in ambush here for a long time and had taken complete control of the teleportation hall, waiting for the ninth prince to arrive. Apart from Sacred Lord Sung Cheung, the guards that came with him had all been killed. Furthermore, a high-level formation had been set up around the palace, concealing its presence. The people outside were most likely unaware of what was going on. White Stream Sword Art. Sacred Lord Seng Cheung charged out once more and unleashed a profound sword intent. At the same time, the projection of his little world merged into space. The entire hall seemed to be shrouded in an endless world of white light and shadow, and the sword intent was monstrous. Swoosh! Countless white swords followed Sacred Lord Sang Cheung's sword and charged towards Sacred Lord Black Shark. Break! A surge of black air appeared behind Sacred Lord Black Shark's back and destroyed all the white swords in front of him. Sacred Lord Sang Cheung's little world projection was also damaged. Oh no, Sacred Leader Cheung Kong lost. Old Ying's heart was heavy. Sacred Leader Sung Cheung wasn't Sacred Leader Black Shark's match, and the ninth prince wouldn't be able to last long against the masked man. Old Ying, don't worry, we're saved. The ninth prince suddenly revealed a joyful expression. Old Ying's expression paused. They had been trapped here for a while now. If someone had come, they would have come a long time ago. Hee, you're still hoping that someone will save you? The masked male couldn't help but laugh mockingly. The isolation array around the hall could not only block all sounds, but it could also block divine sense. Furthermore, their plan was extremely meticulous, and there was no way anything could go wrong. The masked male suddenly charged out, and his dark green dagger flashed with a lethal coldness as it silently circled around the ninth prince. However, in the next instant, bam! The entrance to the hall was blasted open. A few black-armored guards were smashed by the peerlessly terrifying physical strength until they didn't even look human anymore. Bam! Zhao Feng broke through the barrier and entered by himself. Outside the hall, the disciples of the Ji family and Emperor Ghost Scales stalled the other black-armored guards. Who's there? The person in black in front of the ninth prince exclaimed. Sacred Lord Black Shark and the masked male also paused for a moment. Zhao Feng. The ninth prince exclaimed in joy. He had just sensed the existence of the Imperial Sky Token. He was the one who had given the Imperial Sky Token to Zhao Feng, and it was because of this that he knew that he could be saved. Old Ying's expression turned to surprise. Why was Zhao Feng here? At the same time, he noticed that the array here seemed to be extremely easy to break from the outside. Humph, you won't have a chance to leave now that you've come in. Sacred Lord Black Shark harumphed in anger and messaged the others. The masked male and the other people in black that were surrounding Old Ying and the ninth prince instantly abandoned the severely injured Old Ying and the ninth prince, who had used up all of his draconic providence, and charged toward Zhao Feng. They obviously knew Zhao Feng's true strength, but one sacred lord and 4 quasi-sacred lords could definitely suppress Zhao Feng. Boom! Pun! Sacred Lord Black Shark suddenly unleashed power, and a terrifying wave of black air charged towards Sacred Lord Sung Cheung in a frenzy, as if he wanted to finish off the latter as soon as possible. Zhao Feng, you're also on the black screen corner assassination leaderboards. This means that we've completed 2 of the top 10 missions at the same time. The masked male was extremely excited. The other people in black were also extremely excited. As long as they could stall Zhao Feng and wait for Sacred Lord Black Shark to finish off Sacred Lord Sung Cheung, everything would be over. Just you guys? Zhao Feng snickered coldly as a surge of eye intent surged from his left eye. Forbidden illusion lost world! Limitless soul power from his lightning soul body flowed into his left eye. Zhao Feng's left eye turned into a limitless purple and gold maze world that radiated a fatal attraction. When the 5 people in front of Zhao Feng instinctively looked at Zhao Feng's left eye, in the next instant they felt as if their consciousness had gone out of control and started to struggle. Tongue! The masked male suddenly retreated several dozen steps as he circulated his soul intent. The other 4 quasi-sacred lords struggled for a while before their eyes lost their light, and they became dazed and didn't move. This? The masked male's body shook as disbelief appeared on his face. Although he quickly retreated and left the range of Zhao Feng's eye bloodline technique, part of the illusion still affected him. The other 4 quasi-sacred lords were like idiots as they stood where they were. How is this possible? The masked male's soul shook. One had to know that the quasi-sacred lords that came with them were all super assassins on the black screen corner ranking. They weren't any weaker than the quasi-sacred lords from the Crown Prince trial. At this moment, Zhao Feng had instantly killed them with just one glance. Black Shark, hurry up! The masked male revealed a fearful expression as he messaged. A bunch of trash! Sacred Lord Black Shark harumphed in anger. He obviously saw what was happening on the other side. Zhao Feng's strength seemed to be even stronger than when he was in the Crown Prince trial. Such a powerful illusion was something that hadn't been mentioned in the reports. Although Sacred Lord Black Shark was able to suppress Sacred Lord Sung Qiong, there was no way he could defeat Sacred Lord Sung Qiong so quickly. So strong! Sacred Lord Sung Qiong's expression turned to joy as he circulated his mystic light sacred power at full force in order to stall Sacred Lord Black Shark for a while. Zhao Feng's strength has increased again. Olding revealed a faint smile. From the looks of it, they were saved. When Zhao Feng circulated his sacred lightning body, and his body suddenly became taller. Lightning surrounded his body as he charged forward with a terrifying physical force of sacred lightning. Bam! 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 The 4 people in front of him were sent flying by Zhao Feng. No one knew if they were alive or dead. Night Light Shadow! The masked man waved his dark green dagger, and layers of dark green light slashed toward Zhao Feng. At the same time, the masked man circulated his soul intent to defend against Zhao Feng's soul eye bloodline techniques. When a pair of scarlet wings of lightning spread behind Zhao Feng's back. The masked male was very strong. Zhao Feng hadn't broken through to the 6th level of his sacred lightning body yet, so he didn't dare to take the masked male's attack head-on. Whoosh! Zhao Feng streaked through the air in an arc as he dodged the attack and chased after the masked male. Whoosh! 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 The masked male's body became half-transparent, and he slashed out several more streaks of dark green light before escaping. However, he suddenly felt a coldness appear behind him. Meow meow! A dagger that was as dark as a shadow stabbed into the masked male's body from behind. What? The Shadow Kill Imperial Dagger! The masked male was stunned. The Shadow Kill Imperial Dagger countered the sacred bodies of mystic light realm sacred lords to a certain degree. While he was stunned, he felt a sense of danger in his soul. At the same time, the little thieving cat turned into a streak of gray light and disappeared into the air. Wind Lightning Eye Flame! Voom! A transparent purple and gold flame that contained countless symbols of God Tribulation lightning landed on the masked male's body. The masked male's physical body and soul were being destroyed by this destructive lightning fire. Whoosh! The wings on Zhao Feng's back released a bright red light that pushed his speed to the maximum as he smashed into the masked male's body. The entire process was as smooth as water, and it only took 2 breaths. Boom! 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 Zhao Feng then got close to the masked male and punched at the masked male's sacred body with all his might. Zhao Feng's fire of wind lightning true yuan contained the symbols of God Tribulation lightning, and his sacred lightning body contained the power of ancient lightning that was extremely destructive against sacred bodies. Plop! The masked male fell to the ground after being hit by Zhao Feng's powerful sacred lightning dominating fist. The next instant, Zhao Feng flew into the air and charged towards Sacred Lord Black Shark. In such a dangerous situation, Zhao Feng wouldn't show mercy. What a bunch of trash! Sacred Lord Black Shark had completely suppressed Sacred Lord Sung Qiong. He was confident that he could defeat Sacred Lord Sung Qiong if he had 10 breaths. However, his companions weren't even able to stall Zhao Feng for 5 breaths. Great! Sacred King Sung Qiong was overjoyed. Zhao Feng's strength had exceeded his expectations. He was able to finish off everyone else so quickly. Humph! Sacred Lord Black Shark had a nasty expression as he harumphed in anger and turned around to escape. The situation was developing too quickly. With the strength that Zhao Feng had displayed, if he teamed up with Sacred Lord Sung Qiong, even he would die here. Fuck off! Sacred Lord Black Shark's spear swept toward Zhao Feng as he escaped, and a ball of chaotic black light charged toward Zhao Feng like a ferocious shark. Stop him! Zhao Feng circulated his eye intent and formed a purple and gold crystal of lightning that stabbed toward Sacred Lord Black Shark. At the same time, Sacred Lord Black Shark's attack landed on Zhao Feng and pushed Zhao Feng back. Si! Sacred Lord Black Shark screamed as a dark green bracelet on his wrist released a dark green light that weakened the soul attack that Sacred Lord Black Shark received. Whoosh! Sacred Lord Black Shark turned into a ball of black light and escaped toward the exit. Sacred Lord Sung Qiong was heavily injured and couldn't stop him. Not good! Bao Feng's expression changed dramatically. The disciples of the Ji family that came with him were still outside. If Sacred Lord Black Shark attacked while he was escaping, Ji Lan, Emperor Ghost Scales, and company, who had the strength of a peak emperor, wouldn't be able to fight back at all. Chapter 10:16. The three disciples of the Ji family, Emperor Ghost Scales, and several dozen black-armored guards were fighting outside the hall. Zhao Feng didn't plan on letting them in, so he left more than a dozen black-armored guards behind for them to practice. These black-armored guards were all peak-tier kings or emperors. They were the subordinates of Sacred Lord Black Shark, and they were very professional assassins. Their battle experience was even greater than the vicious people present. Have a taste of this move, Black Wind Ghost Claw! The black claw on the back of Emperor Ghost Scales' hand flashed with a cold light, and radiated a terrifying aura of the Tao of Ghosts. Whoosh! Dozens of black claw marks suddenly appeared, like incomparably sharp blades, flying out amidst the chaos. Boom! Pun! Bam! The four black-armored guards panicked from Emperor Ghost Scales' attack, and many sharp holes appeared in their black armor. Hee, this inheritance sacred weapon is not bad! Emperor Ghost Scales had studied this inheritance sacred weapon for a long time, and this was his first time using it in real combat. He kept on trying out different secret techniques and attacking methods. On the other side, the three disciples of the Ji family worked together, and clashed with the remaining black-armored guards. Ji Lan used restrictive and disruptive illusions to support them, while Ji Wuya and Ji Tianming used offensive soul illusions. Purple Star Illusion Domain! A layer of purple star illusion mist spread from Ji Lan's eyes and covered the black-armored guards. The mental energy of these black-armored guards instantly became chaotic, and they started to make mistakes. Falling Star! Ji Wuya's eyes suddenly burst forth with blazing blue and purple flames. Boom! Boom! In the soul dimension, countless stars burning with purple and blue flames covered heaven and earth as they flew over. Their aura was enough to make one's mind collapse and make them unable to fight back. Ji Wuya's mutated purple star eyes were the strongest amongst the three. The battle outside the teleportation hall obviously attracted the attention of all the experts within the spiritual hall. What's happening inside the teleportation hall? I can feel several mystic light realm sacred lords fighting. Let's not get close. Due to the magnificent power of the mystic light within the hall, many experts only watched from afar and used their divine senses to observe the situation inside. They didn't dare to enter. However, a gray-robed old man with a serene expression slowly walked to the front of the teleportation hall. I wonder if the teleportation portal can still be used. The gray-robed old man's expression was calm as he watched the chaotic battle between the Ji family's disciples and the black-armored guards. At this moment, Sacred Lord Black Shark charged out of the entrance of the hall. Get ready to go! Sacred Lord Black Shark's voice sounded, and the black-armored guards outside immediately retreated and prepared to leave with Sacred Lord Black Shark. You're all Zhao Feng's accomplices, right? Die! Sacred Lord Black Shark looked at the three disciples of the Ji family, Emperor Ghost Scales, and the gray-robed elder not far away with hatred in his eyes. Boom! The magnificent power of a sacred lord suddenly descended, and the entire palace started to crackle. Under the power of a sacred lord, the 3 disciples of the Ji family and Emperor Ghost Scales felt their bodies freeze. Their bloodlines in true yuan couldn't circulate, and a terrifying pressure seemed to want to crush them into dust. However, this sacred lord-level magnificent power suddenly disappeared, and the 3 disciples of the Ji family and Emperor Ghost Scales felt as if a heavy burden had been lifted off their shoulders. The teleportation portal can still be used, right? The gray-robed elder's expression was calm as he suddenly spoke. This sacred Lord Black Shark was stunned. His heart beat rapidly, and cold sweat appeared on his forehead. This elder was able to destroy his sacred lord-level magnificent power so easily. He didn't carefully sense the cultivation of this elder just now. He only thought that this elder was with Zhao Feng, and since he was standing outside, his cultivation shouldn't be high. However, when he sensed carefully, he realized that he couldn't see through this elder's cultivation at all. The 3 disciples of the Ji family and Emperor Ghost Scales held their breaths as they looked at the gray-robed elder. They only knew that Sacred Lord Black Shark was at the initial stages of the mystic light realm, and this elder seemed to be even stronger than Sacred Lord Black Shark. Sacred Lord Black Shark had a complicated expression. If they didn't leave now and Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord Sung Qiong caught up, they would be dead for sure. Explode. Sacred Lord Black Shark didn't expect Zhao Feng to bring such a powerful expert with him. Hatred appeared in his eyes. The souls of more than a dozen subordinates instantly started to swell, and a destructive sense of danger started to brew. Rumble! Boom! The dozen black-armored guards all exploded, and a terrifying power destroyed the entrance to the hall. Boss will take revenge for all of you. Sacred Lord Black Shark turned into a streak of black light and sped into the distance. Come back! An old voice sounded from the center of the explosion. When heaven and earth suddenly darkened as an invisible intent pierced through space. How is this possible? Sacred Lord Black Shark's body stopped in midair and was unable to move forward even half a step. His body was restricted by an ultimate power. When the smoke dissipated, the Elder in Grey was completely unharmed. His eyes were like still water as he looked at Sacred Lord Black Shark. A giant golden-blue figure stood in front of the 3 disciples of the Ji family and Emperor Ghost Scales. Thank you, Zhao Feng! Emperor Ghost Scales felt lucky. Zhao Feng had already rushed out when the guards exploded and circulated his sacred lightning body and sacred lightning protection to block the power of the explosion. Even Zhao Feng couldn't handle the self-destruction of more than a dozen king martial emperors. At this moment, Zhao Feng's heart shook when he saw the Elder in Grey not far away. This Elder in Grey was able to easily restrain Sacred Lord Black Shark. His true strength was at least that of a late-stage Sacred Lord or Sacred King, whose Sacred Lord Black Shark couldn't help but slowly return to the ground due to the magnificent power of the Elder in Grey. Sacred Lord Black Shark had an expression of despair. He didn't expect Zhao Feng to have such a strong helper. Now that the assassination mission had failed, he had nowhere to run. Ha ha ha, let's die together! Sacred Lord Black Shark's expression twisted as he compressed all his power to a single point and exploded. Not good, watch out! Even Zhao Feng didn't dare to underestimate Sacred Lord Black Shark's self-destruction. Zhao Feng spread his wings and lit a world of wind lightning as he grabbed the 3 disciples of the Ji family and Emperor Ghost Scales and quickly escaped into the sky. Rumble! Boom! The area around the teleportation hall turned into rubble, and many emperors that came to watch were injured by the shockwaves of the explosion. Even the Sacred Lord had self-destructed, and the experts that were watching instantly ran away. On the other hand, the Elder in Grey stood where he was and protected by an invisible intent, so he wasn't injured at all. Thank you, Senior, for stopping this assassin. Zhao Feng thanked him. It didn't matter if the Elder did it intentionally or not. If he didn't help, Sacred Lord Black Shark might have been able to escape. Little friend, the teleportation array in the hall should still be usable, right? The Elder in Grey asked. Zhao Feng scanned over the teleportation array behind him with his left eye. There was a defensive array near the array, and although it had been destroyed, the structure of the teleportation array didn't seem to be damaged at all. The array isn't damaged. It should be usable. Zhao Feng landed on the ground and let out the 3 disciples of the Ji family and Emperor Ghost Scales from his little world of wind lightning. Zhao Feng, we need to leave as soon as possible, Olding messaged. Olding, the 9th prince, and company were far away from the center of the explosion, so they weren't injured. However, at this moment, Olding, the 9th prince, and Sacred Lord Sung Cheong were all injured, and they had been exposed. This place wasn't safe at all. For example, the Elder in Grey's strength was immeasurable. If he was an enemy, they would be dead for sure. They needed to head to the battlefield immediately, and report this to the Imperials. Senior, if you don't mind, you can leave with us. Zhao Feng felt that the Elder had no ill intentions, so he invited him. No need. I still need to wait for my disciple. The Elder in Grey rejected Zhao Feng's invitation. Goodbye. Zhao Feng, the disciples of the Ji family, and Emperor Ghost Scales said goodbye to the Elder in Grey. Above the ancient teleportation array, Olding placed peak-grade primal crystal stones into the sockets, and the array instantly started to flash with a white light as countless silver lines started to form. Sacred Lord Sung Cheong and Olding looked at this mysterious Elder in Grey and felt lucky that he wasn't an enemy. At the same time, they felt that Sacred Lord Black Shark's luck was too bad. At this moment, a white figure ran toward the Elder in Grey not far away. The girl was wearing a snow-white veil, and her peerlessly beautiful face was like a pure white lotus. Her eyes were clear, and she revealed a faint smile. She gave off a calm and peaceful feeling. Zhao Feng's eyes suddenly shook as he looked at this pure and picturesque girl. Even Zhao Feng, who was used to seeing beauties, was deeply attracted by her, and he felt a sense of familiarity. It was just like when the little thieving cat took off Lu Qingxin's veil during the martial arts competition in the Azure Flower Continent's flood lake. That kind of beauty was enough to make anyone dazed for a moment. So beautiful! Emperor Ghost Scales' eyes were dazed as he looked at the girl in white. Even Jilan was attracted by her. At the same time, the girl in white looked at the 9th prince and company, and her gaze landed on Zhao Feng. His golden hair, golden eyes, and aura gave her a sense of closeness. The next instant, the 9th prince, Zhao Feng, and company disappeared from the teleportation array. Master, I bought a pretty good chain. The girl in white revealed a faint smile. I've been absent-minded all this time and actually left my zither behind, the Elder in Grey said faintly. Little beauty, why are you here? Don't hide. Little goddess, we really want to be friends with you. Hee hee. The teasing voice of 2 males sounded from outside as 2 bulky men jumped in. These 2 bulky men were both quasi-sacred lords. They didn't feel much threat from the elder next to the girl, so they didn't pay much attention. You've caused trouble for your master again. The Elder in Grey revealed a helpless smile. The girl in white's face went slightly red as she revealed an awkward smile. When the color of the Elder's normal left eye suddenly changed, and a black figure jumped out. This black figure was only in the form of a soul, and there were many symbols and symbols covering its body. Its face was similar to Sacred Lord Black Shark's. What is this? The expressions of the 2 bulky men following the girl in white changed. Such a strange scene gave them an extremely ominous feeling. Sacred Lord Black Shark's soul suddenly charged out, and a terrifying surge of Sacred Lord-level soul intent appeared. Run! The 2 were shocked and terrified as they started to run. The 2 bulky men fell to the ground as their souls died. Sacred Lord Black Shark's soul then turned into a streak of black light that merged into the Elder in Grey's left eye. Let's go. The teleportation array can be used now. The Elder in Grey and the girl in Grey walked onto the ancient array. Chapter 10:17. When Zhao Feng, the 9th prince, and company appeared at another teleportation array, they immediately boarded Zhao Feng's flaming chariot and flew into the sky. 7 people was the maximum capacity of the flaming chariot. Look, this flying tool is very valuable. This spiritual palace was even more chaotic than the previous one. When Zhao Feng and company flew into the sky, they attracted countless gazes, and several dozen figures immediately followed. Humph! Sacred Lord Sung Cheong snickered coldly as his Sacred Lord aura spread. Boom! The blood of the several dozen figures behind him shook as they were stunned by this supreme aura. Sacred Lord, it's over! Many figures left in frustration. In the end, a few greedy figures saw that there were 7 people on the flying chariot, and after a moment of silence, they could only leave as well. Zhao Feng, this flying tool is not bad. Olding revealed a praising look. The flying spiritual pets they had been on couldn't be compared to this at all. Firstly, flying spiritual pets needed to rest, and it would be hard to deal with any accidents without a beast tamer on a long journey. This was repaired and strengthened by the formation masters of Qin province, Ji Tianming answered. Little friend Zhao Feng is indeed as strong as the rumors say. Sacred Lord Sung Cheong revealed a faint smile. He was sent by the Imperials to protect the 9th Prince, and of course, he was accompanied by many other experts. However, there was still a gap between them and Sacred Lord Black Shark's group. It was all thanks to Zhao Feng that they were able to survive. Otherwise, all of them would have died in that palace. Zhao Feng, how did you find us? Olding asked the question in his heart. Logically speaking, the arrays within the palace should have blocked out sound, divine senses, and ripples of energy. They had been trapped inside for a while, but no one had come in. This! A square golden token with a dragon appeared in Zhao Feng's hand. Imperial Sky Token! Olding and Sacred Lord Sung Cheong instantly understood. Although the Imperial Heavenly Medallion was a symbol of royalty, it also had another function. It could raise the prowess of the wearer's draconic luck. Therefore, the Imperial Sky Token contained some of the 9th Prince's draconic providence. Back then, the 9th Prince was relying on his draconic providence to fight, so he could naturally sense the Imperial Sky Token nearby. However, on the other hand, the two of them were a little surprised that the 9th Prince had given the royal heavenly token to Zhao Feng. Perhaps this was the unseen cause and effect. Who wants to assassinate the Crown Prince? Emperor Ghost Scales asked. To him, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince was the most distinguished person he had ever met. I have no way of knowing that. Old Ying's expression became grim. The assassin was only responsible for accepting the mission and killing the target. He did not care about anything else. Therefore, even if they won and searched the souls of some of the survivors, they wouldn't be able to find anything. When they arrived at their destination, even if they reported this matter to their superiors, they probably wouldn't be able to find out the truth. Zhao Feng, our final stop is the Tai family's territory, Olding reminded. Apart from Emperor Ghost Scales, everyone present knew a little about the feud between Zhao Feng and the Tai family, but there was nothing they could do about it. However, there was nothing they could do. The Tai family was the main target of the non-humans, and Sacred King Feather Spirit was there. They had to go there first. Brother Zhao, the Tai family won't do anything to you. The 9th Prince immediately stood up. With the 9th Prince's current identity, the Tai family wouldn't dare to do anything to Zhao Feng in the open. Along the way, there were more and more experts and forces of all kinds. Most of them had joined the front lines to accumulate war points and exchange for precious resources. There were also some bloodthirsty experts who wanted to train themselves. 10 days later, they arrived outside a giant golden-red palace that had a shocking aura. A surge of killing intent swept over them. There was a group of people patrolling every 10 meters within the golden-red palace. When the 9th Prince took out a token, the guards led the group into the palace. After being led by 3 groups of people, the 9th Prince and company finally entered the main hall in the center. Wait for me outside, the 9th Prince said to everyone. Apart from him and Sacred Lord Sung Cheong, no one else had the right to enter. I'll tell you about the current situation of the Great Gone Lord dynasty, Olding said. Since they had nothing to do, it was good to understand the current situation of the Great Gone Lord dynasty. Right now, 3 provinces in the Great Qian dynasty have lost half of their territory. 1,000,000 kilometers away from where we are is the base of the alien races, Olding said in a solemn tone. Hearing what Olding said, everyone paused for a moment before looking into the distance. The war between the two Lord dynasties had lasted for a year now. Although the Great Gone Lord dynasty had managed to turn the tides, they didn't have enough of an advantage and couldn't take back their territory. 3 provinces had fallen, which meant that the war was mainly happening in these 3 provinces. These 3 provinces were Ling Province, where the Tai family was, Shuang Province, where the Yu family was, and Lan Province, which was ruled by Grand Duke Lan's palace. Lan Province, Grand Duke Lan's palace? Zhao Feng exclaimed. That's right, Grand Duke Lan's palace is the force behind His Highness. Old Ying's expression was solemn. Su Qingling came from Grand Duke Lan's palace during the Crown Prince trial. Lan Province was also the weakest of the 3 provinces. Then where will we be sent to? Jiwei asked. Wait. Olding said one word. Everyone understood that they would only know the result after the 9th prince and Sacred Lord Sung Cheong came out. However, for everyone, the Yu family was on the same side, and they were strong. This was the best choice. Although Lan Province was the force behind the 9th prince, it was very weak overall, and wasn't a match for the non-humans. It wasn't good for the 9th prince to obtain merits. Ling Province was the force behind the 4th prince, and the Tai family had a deep feud with Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng didn't want to stay in Ling Province. Furthermore, Zhao Feng didn't know which province the members of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion were in. What's that over there? Ji Lan looked into the distance. There were rows of red stone slabs that were 100 meters long on the right side of the hall. They seemed to be made of blood, and there were many words carved on them that flashed with a faint golden light. That's the war board ranking. The war points of the top 5,000 in Ling Province will be displayed there, Olding explained. The war board ranking was to encourage the soldiers of the Great Gone Lord dynasty to fight bravely. It was also a display of strength and glory. Furthermore, the number of war points wouldn't decrease even if they were exchanged for resources. Apparently, the top 100 experts on the war board ranking would receive a special reward after the war ended. Zhao Feng scanned the war board ranking and found a few familiar names: Xianyuan 1, Yun, Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning. Xianyuan and Yun were ranked around 100, and Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning was in the top 50. Of course, Zhao Feng realized that there weren't any late-stage Mystic Light Realm cultivators on the war board ranking, let alone Sacred Kings. He didn't know why. Don't underestimate the war points. Now that the Great Gone Lord dynasty is trying to turn the tide, the things that can be exchanged for will surpass your imagination. Olding knew that these people that came with Zhao Feng were also going to fight on the battlefield, so he tried to tempt them. At this moment, the 9th prince and Sacred Lord Sung Cheong walked out of the Golden Red Palace. We'll leave tomorrow, the 9th prince said. Olding and Zhao Feng immediately guessed that their destination was Lan Province after hearing what the 9th prince said. If the 9th prince had met Sacred King Feather Spirit directly, he might have been sent to Shuang Province, which was the most suitable battlefield for the 9th prince. It was obvious that the 9th prince had met the upper echelon of the Tai family. Since the Tai family was the force behind the 4th prince, in order to stop the 9th prince from gaining any war points, they had sent the Tai family to Lan Province. Lan Province and Shuang Province were on either side of Ling Province, which divided the 9th prince's overall strength. After all, the fact that the 8th prince was standing behind the crown prince had already spread among the upper echelon of many forces. Come with me! Everyone followed Sacred Lord Sung Cheong and arrived at a side hall that no one lived in. But Zhao Feng had only just entered the hall when someone arrived behind him. Greetings, Your Highness! The person first bowed toward the 9th prince. Zhao Feng, the Grand Elder of the Tai family, invites you over, the person then said to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng had to admire how fast the Tai family moved. The news had probably spread to the upper echelon of the Tai family as soon as he arrived with the 9th prince. However, Ling Province was the territory of the Tai family. If Zhao Feng didn't go, the situation would only worsen. Zhao Feng, I'll come with you, the 9th prince immediately said. He didn't expect the Tai family to be so stubborn about Zhao Feng. The Tai family took action as soon as they arrived. This time, it was someone from the upper echelon of the Tai family. There's no need. Zhao Feng rejected the ninth prince's good intentions. Please! This member of the Tai family took Zhao Feng and flew into the distance. Zhao Feng arrived at the inner hall behind the main hall under the guidance of this person. The disciple of the Tai family immediately left after arriving here. Come in! An old voice could be heard from within. Zhao Feng's heart shook. The voice was calm, but it caused Zhao Feng's body to heat up and his bloodline to tremble. The owner of this voice wasn't simple. Zhao Feng then stepped into the golden red hall. There were only two figures inside the hall. One of them was wearing a white robe and had red hair. His aura was calm, as if he was immortal. The other figure made Zhao Feng's eyes light up. This was a tall and slender woman dressed in red. Her figure was delicate and voluptuous, and her face was as beautiful as the moon. She had a pair of bewitching eyes, and she was currently smiling as she examined Zhao Feng. Sit down first, the white-robed elder said with a faint smile. May I ask why Senior has asked me to come here? Zhao Feng felt that the situation was different from what he had imagined, even though he could sense several powerful auras hidden within the hall. I hope little friend Zhao doesn't mind what the Tai family did, the white-robed elder said first after sitting down. No, Senior Tai family didn't do anything to me. Zhao Feng's expression wasn't surprised. The white-robed elder laughed after hearing this. Little friend Zhao, do you have any misunderstandings about the Tai family? The white-robed elder said calmly. He was obviously asking why Zhao Feng wasn't willing to join the Tai family. Zhao Feng wasn't used to the attitude of this grand elder of the Tai family. After all, the Tai family gave Zhao Feng the feeling that they were extremely strong and resolute. No, I admire the Tai family's ability to guard the non-humans in the northwest, Zhao Feng complimented. Haha, little friend Zhao's performance in the Crown Prince trial has also made the younger generation of the Tai family admire you, the white-robed elder said with a smile. This is my granddaughter, Tai Hongling. She has always wanted to meet little friend Zhao, and her wish has finally come true. After the white-robed elder said this, the voluptuous female next to him walked out. Chapter 10:18. This is my granddaughter, Tai Hongling. She has always wanted to meet little friend Zhao, and her wish has finally come true today. As soon as the white-robed elder finished speaking, the extremely beautiful and voluptuous woman beside him walked out. This little girl is Tai Hongling, and I greet young Sir Zhao. Tai Hongling's voice, which was like the moon in the water, rang out. She bowed slightly, and her full breasts were about to burst out. Tai Hongling had a faint smile as she inspected Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng's eyebrows furrowed as he looked at the elder in white robes. The Tai family's attitude was different from before. They hadn't mentioned anything about the perfect blood devil son bloodline yet, so Zhao Feng didn't know what the Tai family was planning. Hongling has heard of young Sir Zhao's stories for a long time. Now that I see you, you are indeed handsome and handsome. Tai Hongling's voice was very sweet as she slowly spoke. In reality, the Tai family was planning on having her marry Zhao Feng. Tai Hongling was the number one beauty of the Tai family. She had countless suitors among the 8 big families, but she didn't like any of them. The upper echelon of the Tai family placed a lot of importance on Zhao Feng's performance in the Crown Prince trial. Tai Hongling's grandfather even asked Tai Hongling to marry Zhao Feng. This time, Tai Hongling obviously came to see her future husband. She wanted to see how this male with the perfect blood devil son bloodline was different from the other geniuses of the Tai family. If Zhao Feng only had a bloodline and nothing else, she obviously wouldn't agree. However, after seeing Zhao Feng's calm attitude, handsome face, and cold eyes caused Tai Hongling's heart to beat. Hongling also heard that young Sir Zhao has the battle power of an early-stage mystic light realm even though he's only an emperor. I wonder if I can personally witness young Sir Zhao's heroism. Tai Hongling thought that Zhao Feng was completely charmed by her after seeing that Zhao Feng didn't speak for a while, so she smiled confidently. She was extremely satisfied with Zhao Feng's bloodline, looks, and performance just now. Next, he naturally wanted to see if Zhao Feng's strength was as rumored. Lady Hongling is also extremely beautiful and has reached the level of a quasi-sacred lord at such a young age. This one is far from being able to compare to her. Zhao Feng's eyes narrowed as he carefully sized up the woman. In terms of bloodline power, this woman might be a level higher than Tai Lingyun. As for why she didn't participate in the Crown Prince trial, it might be because her faction had failed to obtain a spot. Haha, little friend Zhao, there's no need to be humble. My granddaughter is very competitive. Why don't you show her a few moves? The white-robed elder let out a long laugh. A surge of sacred lord-level magnificent power suddenly enveloped Zhao Feng and Tai Hongling. Whoosh! The scene before them blurred, and the two found themselves in a strange space. A scorching aura immediately assaulted them. What appeared in front of them was an area of scorching lava. There were countless volcanoes around them, and there was a volcano not far away that spewed out scorching lava. Zhao Feng was slightly surprised. This little world was closer to a real dimension than the little worlds that Zhao Feng had seen in the past, and it gave off a very realistic feeling. Zhao Feng's eyes scanned over it and found that there were 3 elements in this dimension: fire, water, and earth. Senior, don't tell me that you want this junior to fight with your granddaughter here. Zhao Feng was slightly helpless. The white-robed elder didn't even ask for his opinion before bringing Zhao Feng into his little world. At this point, it wasn't up to Zhao Feng to decide. This is the first time that Hongling and Sir Zhao have met, and this is too damaging. How about we just exchange 3 moves? Tai Hongling spoke first. She was very interested in the perfect blood devil sun bloodline, and Zhao Feng's current performance suited her. This was very rare. 3 moves was enough to see Zhao Feng's true strength. It's just 3 moves. Little friend Zhao, don't decline any more, the white-robed elder said again. His tone was slightly forceful. Actually, forcing Zhao Feng to fight this time was also to let the upper echelon of the Tai family witness Zhao Feng's strength with their own eyes. Only then could they confirm whether it was worth it for Tai Hongling to marry Zhao Feng. After all, Zhao Feng was very against the Tai family, and the chances of him joining the Tai family were very small. They could only ask Zhao Feng to leave a few seeds for the Tai family. However, Zhao Feng definitely wouldn't be interested in normal girls. Okay, 3 moves! Zhao Feng nodded. In the next instant, Zhao Feng used the lightning wings flying technique and the golden lightning sacred body as he charged at Tai Hongling and punched out. Since it was only 3 moves, Zhao Feng would attack first and end the 3 moves quickly. Zhao Feng knew that the white-robed elder wanted to force out Zhao Feng's strength. Zhao Feng didn't dare to underestimate Tai Hongling's strength, but he couldn't use his eye bloodline techniques either. However, he couldn't use his eye bloodline technique either. Otherwise, the white-robed old man and the Tai clan members hidden in the shadows would be dissatisfied, and things would become even more troublesome. As long as he could temporarily pass this hurdle, Zhao Feng would be able to leave the Tai family completely when he went to Lan province with the 9th prince tomorrow. In the future, Zhao Feng would try his best not to come to Ling province unless Zhao Feng's strength and force made the Tai family not dare to do anything to him. Boom! A peerless surge of sacred lightning merged with the power of the fire of wind lightning exploded from Zhao Feng's fist. Ding! Pun! 2 blood-red scimitars appeared in Tai Hongling's hands and blocked Zhao Feng's sacred lightning-dominating fist. Young Sir Zhao is so impatient! Tai Hongling's fiery voice sounded next to Zhao Feng's ears. Tai Hongling was slightly dissatisfied with Zhao Feng's impatient behavior. What a strong force! Zhao Feng sighed in his heart. He obviously knew that the people of the Tai family would cultivate a body-strengthening technique in order to complement their blood devil sun bloodline. However, Tai Hongling's strength was much stronger than Tai Lingyun's during the Crown Prince trial. Boom! The bloodline within Tai Hongling's body suddenly erupted, and her red hair blew in the wind. Her snow-white skin was instantly dyed red, as if she was an exquisite piece of art. Bam! Zhao Feng was pushed back several miles, and his sacred lightning body felt like it was being burned. At this moment, Tai Hongling floated proudly in the air. Blood-red flames surrounded her body, and she was like a goddess of fire, noble and dominating. Whoosh! A ball of fire instantly shot out from Zhao Feng's golden blue body, and it dyed his entire body scarlet red. A pair of blood-colored lightning wings spread out like the golden crow's undying wings of fire. A tyrannical and terrifying burning aura formed into a ball of raging flames that swept out in all directions. The ground beneath the lava started to tremble. Rumble! Boom! Boom! Countless dormant volcanoes started to rumble, and lava started to erupt. The entire world was dyed in a layer of blood red. Perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline? Tai Hongling's heart shook slightly as she inspected Zhao Feng. The power of Zhao Feng's bloodline made her feel like she wanted to stay close to him. Young Sir Zhao, it's my turn to attack this time. Tai Hongling roared as she waved the blood-colored scimitar in her hand. Blood Devil Scarlet Moon! Tai Hongling executed a profound movement technique and instantly closed in on Zhao Feng. She slashed the scimitar in her hand toward Zhao Feng, creating a crimson crescent moon that burned with fire. In that instant, the surrounding fiery energy seemed to be attracted to it, and it increased the power of this slash. Zhao Feng's expression changed slightly, and the blood-red flames around his body grew stronger. A wind-lightning barrier that had merged with the power of the scarlet lightning blood flame appeared on Zhao Feng's body. At the same time, a bright red sun with a special pattern appeared behind Zhao Feng's back. Countless fiery energies slowly gathered from the ground and the sky, causing Zhao Feng's bloodline power to increase dramatically. What a strong fire elemental absorption ability! Tai Hongling's eyes flashed. Zhao Feng's bloodline's absorption of fire elemental energy was much stronger than hers. Boom! A wave of blood-colored flames exploded. Whoosh! In the next instant, a figure made of blood-colored light charged out of the center of the explosion. Boom! Zhao Feng's bright glass-like body left behind a flower of flames as he flashed and appeared next to Tai Hongling in the next instant. This is Blood Devil Charge! Tai Hongling looked at Zhao Feng's current state. The power of the blood-colored flames around his body burned furiously, and the sound of explosions could be heard from time to time. This secret art that used the Blood Devil Sun bloodline was the Blood Devil Charge. Boom! The Blood Devil Charge combined with the Lightning Wings spatial flash. Zhao Feng's Blood Devil Sun bloodline unleashed a powerful attack toward Tai Hongling. Bam! A red figure was directly smashed into the magma below. Boom! Tai Hongling suddenly charged out. More than half of her clothes had been destroyed, and her perfect glass-like body was exposed. Her long legs were enough to make any man go crazy. Hongling, stop! The white-robed elder suddenly said from afar. A surge of little world intent descended onto Tai Hongling's body, and her bloodline power was instantly suppressed. Thank you, young Sir Zhao. Hongling admires young Sir Zhao's strength. Tai Hongling calmed down and smiled faintly after her grandfather stopped her. Zhao Feng's sudden burst of speed made Tai Hongling unable to react in time, and she was at a disadvantage. However, Tai Hongling didn't think that Zhao Feng could beat her. However, Zhao Feng's strength was enough. He had completely reached the standard of a husband in her heart. Little friend Zhao's strength has opened this old man's eyes. The white-robed elder laughed loudly. He had only heard that Zhao Feng had secretly learned the Blood Devil Charge in his fight with Tai Lingyun, but that wasn't enough to convince him. Now that he saw it with his own eyes, the white-robed elder completely believed it and was extremely excited. To be able to learn the opponent's secret technique in one fight meant that the I bloodline power wasn't any weaker than the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. Furthermore, from what the white-robed elder saw, Zhao Feng's control over the Blood Devil Sun bloodline was extremely good, and there were some traces of the Tai family's techniques. Zhao Feng must have learned it from his fight with Tai Lingyun. Furthermore, although Zhao Feng only had the upper hand against Tai Hongling, if Zhao Feng used his powerful I bloodline, the situation would be completely different. The world around them slowly disappeared, and the three returned to the hall they were in. The hidden auras within the hall were all shocked and communicated with each other. Not at all. Lady Hongling saw that this junior is only an emperor, so she went easy on me. Xiao Feng didn't dare to reply to the white-robed elder's praise. Then I won't be worried. The white-robed elder laughed. Xiao Feng's heart skipped a beat. The white-robed elder's words made him feel that something bad was going to happen. I was planning on letting Hongling train on the battlefield, so I'll leave her to little friend, the white-robed elder said with a smile. Chapter 10:19. This old man was planning on letting Hongling train on the battlefield. I'll leave her to little friend now, the white-robed elder said with a smile. The battlefield of the non-humans is extremely dangerous. This junior is useless and probably won't be able to protect Lady Hongling. Xiao Feng's expression turned to surprise as he finally understood what the white-robed elder was trying to say. If Tai Hongling stayed by his side, wouldn't his relationship with the Tai family become more and more complicated? If something really happened to Tai Hongling, then Xiao Feng would never be able to escape the Tai family. Young Sir Zhao already hates Hongling? Tai Hongling had a playful smile as she looked at Xiao Feng. Little friend Zhao, there's no need to be humble. It's decided then, the white-robed elder said with a chuckle. However, Xiao Feng's expression changed. The Tai family's grand elder reminded Xiao Feng of the flooding lake city lord of the Azure Flower continent. Going against the Tai family's grand elder obviously wouldn't end well. The Tai family only wants to bring me and Tai Hongling together. As long as I completely ignore her or even ignore her, I believe that Tai Hongling will start to hate me. Xiao Feng thought of a plan. As long as Tai Hongling hated Xiao Feng, then this wouldn't happen. In the end, Xiao Feng didn't say anything else. The matter was decided just like that. Some figures slowly appeared in the hall after Xiao Feng left. Hongling, is this how you feel about Xiao Feng? The white-robed elder asked with a smile. Grandpa, can't you tell what Hongling is thinking? Tai Hongling's face went slightly red as she revealed a determined expression. Ha ha ha, didn't I say that Zhao Feng's potential definitely surpasses any genius on the Imperial Dao rankings? There's no need to test him. Tai Hongnan's voice sounded. After returning to where the ninth prince and company were staying, Xiao Feng told them everything that had happened. Brother Zhao, this is a good thing. I heard that Tai Hongling's talent isn't any weaker than Tai Lingyun's, but because Tai Lingyun's elder has too much power in the Tai family, Tai Hongling wasn't able to get a spot in the Crown Prince trial. Olding immediately said with a smile. Haha, in addition, Tai Hongling is also a great fighter. She will be of great help to you. Sacred Lord Sung Cheong laughed. Many geniuses from the 8 great families and various forces tried to woo Tai Hongling, but none of them succeeded. Now, the Tai family actually gave Tai Hongling to Xiao Feng. How could the young geniuses of the Great Gan dynasty accept this? That's right. Tai Hongling is quite a force to be reckoned with. Olding agreed. Xiao Feng then learned from Olding that Sacred Lord Sung Cheong was only sent by the Imperials to protect the 9th prince, and wouldn't fight for the 9th prince. This meant that the battle power of the 9th prince's side was indeed a little low. Luckily, the 9th prince could use the members of the forces behind him after arriving at Lan province. For example, if the members of Zhao Feng's Ocean Smoke Pavilion were in Lan province, then they could be moved to the 9th prince's stronghold. In addition, Zhao Feng also learned of the 9th prince's main mission, to take over the city. Half of the Great Gan dynasty's territory had been lost, so they obviously needed to take it back. It was easy to defend a city, but it was hard to attack. Almost every city or stronghold had a sacred lord guarding it. Taking over a city obviously required a lot of battle power. This meant that Tai Hongling was indeed very useful. Although she was only a quasi-sacred lord, her strength was comparable to normal sacred lords. She couldn't defeat non-human sacred lords, but she could stall them. The next day, Tai Hongling left with everyone and headed toward Lan province. Isn't this the Crown Prince? A voice sounded from below before they even left the palace. So, it's 13th brother! The 9th prince greeted him with a smile. There was a total of 100 subordinates that came with the 13th prince, and there were 5 abnormally powerful auras next to him. I heard that your highness is heading toward Lan province. Maybe I will meet you on the same battlefield. Please take care of me at that time. The 13th prince gave a fake smile. Everyone's heart shook. The 13th prince knew the 9th prince and company's target as soon as he arrived. Coincidentally, the 13th prince was also heading to Lan province. Of course. We're all Imperials, and we need to work hard to take back the territory that the Great Gon dynasty has lost, the 9th prince immediately said. After becoming the crown prince, the 9th prince had learned a lot. He had to wear a mask in front of certain people. I wish the crown prince a safe journey. The 13th prince left after saying that. Everyone then sat on the flying flaming chariot and headed toward Lan province. The flying chariot was very crowded with one more person. Tai Hongling obviously followed Zhao Feng, but Zhao Feng was in seclusion and didn't bother to talk to her. Brother Zhao's willpower is really good. Emperor Ghost Scales sighed in his heart. Several dozen days later, everyone arrived at a city in Lan province, Jiabao City. Your Highness, I'll leave this place to you. The sacred lord that was originally guarding Jiabao City left with some of his trusted subordinates and headed back to the war hall in Lan province. The war hall was the same as where they stayed in Ling province. It was the headquarters of every province. Of course, the war hall in Ling province had the highest authority. Many captains and soldiers were reluctant to see the sacred lord that was guarding Jiabao City leave. After all, this sacred lord had fought with them for a year. The ranks of the members in the city were very simple. They were split into generals, captains, and soldiers. The general was obviously the 9th prince. The captains were emperors and quasi-sacred lords, and they were split into 3 stars. The higher the star, the more soldiers they could lead. The lowest requirement for a soldier was the true spirit realm. AI, it's over now. How can the crown prince know how to fight? Sure, keep your voice down. The main thing is that the crown prince doesn't have any sacred lord experts by his side, but there should be someone who can strategize. You're right. Moon Dragon City has 2 non-human sacred lords. Looks like it won't be possible to take it over, and we might even lose the city. Many captains and soldiers didn't have a good impression of the new crown prince, and they even had a negative attitude. The next day, the 9th prince summoned the captains for a meeting. One reason was to familiarize themselves with each other, to understand the current situation, and to discuss strategies. Although the captains didn't have a good impression of the crown prince, they didn't dare to show it. The captains were attracted by Tai Hongling as soon as they entered the hall. Some of the captains recognized Tai Hongling's identity and gave up on the idea. At the same time, they were puzzled as to why Tai Hongling from the Tai family was with the 9th prince. Jiabao City's main target is Moon Dragon City. Moon Dragon City has 43 captains and 2 sacred lords. The meeting started. A 3-star captain started to explain the current situation to the 9th prince and company, who had just arrived. Compared to the battle power of Moon Dragon City, the overall battle power of Jiabao City was slightly lacking after the sacred lords and quasi-sacred lords left. They only had 32 captains, and only 4 of them were 3-star captains. After familiarizing himself with the situation, the 9th prince appointed 4 new captains. They were Olding, Zhao Feng, King Ghost Scales, and Tai Hongling. According to the rules, the 4 of them had to start as 1-star captains. They would only be able to increase their stars after their abilities as captains were good. Senioring, please take care of me in the future. Lady Hongling, I didn't think that I would be able to see you again. The other captains all started to talk to the new captains. Almost all of the new captains were brought by the 9th prince, and it was only a matter of time before they became 3-star captains. Tai Hongling was obviously the most popular. However, Tai Hongling didn't care about these captains. Her gaze was always on Zhao Feng, which made some of the captains unhappy. After the meeting ended, Zhao Feng, the members of the Ji family, and Emperor Ghost Scales left together. Ji Lan, Ji Wuye, and company could have become captains as well, but they were too young, and it wasn't too safe for them to become captains. Furthermore, Zhao Feng needed to be responsible for their safety, so the 3 members of the Ji family were placed in Zhao Feng's group. Emperor Ghost Scales, it won't be long before you become a 3-star commander as well, Zhao Feng comforted. The other captains were rather cold toward Emperor Ghost Scales, who had never been heard of before. After returning to his residence, Zhao Feng immediately entered seclusion. Within the misty spatial world, a bottle of multicolored honey appeared in Zhao Feng's hand. I can raise my sacred lightning body to the 6th level now. After the Crown Prince trial ended, Zhao Feng had been busy cultivating his soul and eye bloodline. He then created the little world of illusions and traveled a long distance. Now, everything had finally stabilized. Furthermore, Zhao Feng had used a portion of the 100 Origins sacred honey before the Crown Prince trial. If the time between using it a second time was too short, the effect of the 100 Origins sacred honey would decrease. In order to maximize the effect of this portion of 100 Origins sacred honey, Zhao Feng had been dragging it out. After breaking through to the 6th level of the sacred lightning body, I can fight against normal sacred lords with just my physical strength alone. The 6th level of the sacred lightning body corresponded to sacred lords. Quasi-sacred lords were comparable to mystic light realm sacred lords in terms of power, intent, and other aspects. However, their body hadn't evolved enough, and they hadn't become a sacred lord yet. Zhao Feng's strength had surpassed quasi-sacred lords long ago. Once his body reached the threshold of the mystic light realm, Zhao Feng would be able to be called a quasi-sacred lord. Zhao Feng immediately ate a portion of the 100 Origin sacred honey and felt a holy aura spread through his organs, limbs, and bones, reaching the crystal core dimension and the lightning soul. Zhao Feng felt as if his entire body was being nourished by the 100 Origin sacred honey and ascended. However, the effect and absorption rate of this portion of 100 Origin sacred honey was lower than the first time. Zhao Feng immediately circulated his sacred lightning body. His body suddenly became taller, and golden blue light surrounded his body. Exquisite lightning symbols faintly appeared on his body and occasionally released lightning. After circulating his sacred lightning body, the effect of the 100 Origins sacred honey doubled, and it was used to refine his body to the greatest extent. This time, Zhao Feng planned to use all of the 100 Origins sacred honey to increase his state of existence. Zhao Feng's eyes were tightly closed, and a layer of fire of wind lightning surrounded his body. Crack! Crack! At a certain moment, the bones in Zhao Feng's body started to crack, and scarlet golden symbols appeared on his skin and released a golden light. In that instant, Zhao Feng's bones and body expanded by half. He was like a true giant, and his body had surpassed normal humans. When a faint scarlet golden physical force appeared around Zhao Feng's body, and an invisible physical force of lightning spread. Rumble! Boom! Boom! The area several yards around Zhao Feng instantly caved in and turned black. Luckily, Zhao Feng was within the misty spatial world, or else his residence would have been destroyed. When the faint scarlet golden physical force around Zhao Feng became brighter and almost materialized. In the end, these scarlet golden symbols condensed on the surface of Zhao Feng's body. 6th level of the sacred lightning body. Joy appeared on Zhao Feng's face. Chapter 1020. 6th level of the sacred lightning body. Joy appeared on Zhao Feng's face. A few breaths later, Zhao Feng calmed down, and his body returned to normal. The physical force lightning around him also quickly faded away. After breaking through to the 6th level of the sacred lightning body, Zhao Feng didn't even need to use his true yuan, or eye bloodline. He could fight against normal sacred lords with just his physical strength alone. If he cultivated the undying sacred lightning body to the late stages, Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body would become even stronger. His strength, defense, and recovery would be unbeatable. Furthermore, after reaching the 6th level of the Golden Queen's sacred lightning body, he could cultivate the sky-destroying sacred lightning palm and the physical force lightning domain. Sky-crushing holy lightning palm, This was an offensive combat skill that was even more domineering than the Holy Lightning Dominating Fist. It was extremely destructive, and it was extremely effective against domains and small worlds. Physical Force Lightning Domain mainly uses the physical force of the Sacred Lightning and Wind Lightning True Yuan to form a unique domain of physical force around the user. It has a strong restraining effect on enemies, and it greatly increases Zhao Feng's Sacred Lightning Body. The Physical Force Lightning Domain was similar to domains and little worlds. Once it was completed, Zhao Feng would have another domain. Furthermore, according to what Zhao Feng knew, he should be able to cultivate the blood rebirth technique, but the Golden Kun's Sacred Lightning Body didn't have a cultivation technique for it. I'll cultivate the sky-destroying Sacred Lightning Palm first. Zhao Feng made a decision in his heart. Although he had cultivated the Sacred Lightning Dominating Fist to the late stages, it wouldn't be able to do much damage to Sacred Lords. If he met a body-strengthening Sacred Lord, Zhao Feng's Sacred Lightning Dominating Fist wouldn't hurt him at all. Of course, the requirements of the sky-destroying Sacred Lightning Palm were much higher than the Sacred Lightning Dominating Fist. The sky-destroying Sacred Lightning Palm focused more on the word, destroy, and destroyed everything. The bigger the object, the more destructive it would be. The element of the sky-destroying Sacred Lightning Palm was extremely compatible with the fire of wind lightning that Zhao Feng cultivated, and it could use the word, destroy, to its fullest potential. Zhao Feng suppressed his Sacred Lightning Body to a certain level within the misty spatial world and kept practicing the sky-destroying Sacred Lightning Palm. Boom! A massive golden red palm imprint was sent out by Zhao Feng. The palm imprint was surrounded by countless arcs of lightning, and a formless physical pressure shook the void. As the owner of the misty spatial world, Zhao Feng could sense any changes in this little world. Sure enough, it's extremely destructive to domains. Zhao Feng was shocked. This palm technique was extremely destructive towards domains and little worlds, but it was also extremely destructive towards the sacred body of a sacred lord. It was just slightly weaker than the former. Boom! Zhao Feng didn't dare to use this fist technique at full power, or else it would affect the little world within the misty spatial world. While cultivating the sky-destroying Sacred Lightning Palm, Zhao Feng also completely adapted to the 6th level of his Sacred Lightning Body. During this period of time, the 3 disciples of the Ji clan and Tai Hongling came over, but after discovering that Zhao Feng was in seclusion, they didn't disturb him. This Zhao Feng only knows how to cultivate all day. Tai Hongling stomped her foot in front of where Zhao Feng was staying before angrily leaving. Zhao Feng had been cultivating when they were traveling from Ling Province to Lan Province. After arriving at Lan Province, Zhao Feng was still in seclusion, so she didn't have any chance to interact with Zhao Feng. On this day, Zhao Feng felt a surge of intent disturb where he was staying. Zhao Feng walked out of the misty spatial world. Senior Zhao, gather! Ji Tianming immediately said. Disturbing someone else's seclusion was an extremely dangerous action, but the situation was urgent. What happened? Zhao Feng paused for a moment. He remembered that the 9th prince said that he was going to summon some powerful soldiers from other places after the last meeting. Almost all of the forces that these soldiers belonged to the 9th prince's faction. According to what Zhao Feng knew, the members of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion that came to the battlefield were also in Lan Province. This was pretty good news. At least Zhao Feng could protect the members of his own force. However, only 3 days had passed since he entered seclusion. It shouldn't be possible for him to summon troops so quickly. The enemy is attacking! Ji Tianming's eyes were filled with excitement and solemnity. Oh? Zhao Feng gave a faint smile. Several dozen thousand miles away from Jiabao City was Moon Dragon City, which was guarded by the non-humans. Although Moon Dragon City's overall strength was higher than Jiabao City's, the non-humans had always been on the defensive. According to the information on the map, the 9th Prince's stronghold was heavily invaded by the non-humans, and Moon Dragon City was basically alone. Therefore, Moon Dragon City needed to wait for the non-humans nearby to slowly attack before launching an all-out attack. That was why Moon Dragon City had 2 sacred lords. From this, one could see how hard the task the higher-ups had given the ninth prince was. However, this was a good thing for Zhao Feng. 2 non-human sacred lords means 40,000 war points. Zhao Feng cracked a smile. A great origin core realm was worth 10 war points, a king was worth 100 war points, an emperor was worth 1,000 war points, and a sacred lord was worth 20,000 war points. Furthermore, there were only so many sacred lords in the 2 lord dynasties. It was very rare for one city to have 2 sacred lords. The strength of these sacred lords was obviously weaker than Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning and Sacred Lord Black Demon from the Crown Prince trial. In the past, Moon Dragon City's troops were stronger than ours, but they never attacked. From the looks of it, the non-humans of Moon Dragon City know that Jiabao City has changed their general. The true Spirit Realm martial artists responsible for logistics discussed within Jiabao City. The ninth prince and the captains gathered on the city walls of Jiabao City. Outside of Jiabao City, the densely packed foreign race soldiers emitted a shocking evil battle intent. "Your Highness, what should we do?" A 2-star captain had a solemn expression. The non-humans of Moon Dragon City definitely knew that the only sacred lord of Jiabao City had left. Without the battle power of a sacred lord, Jiabao City was in a dangerous situation. However, the general didn't give the order to retreat. If they left, they would be considered deserters. Defend and attack. The ninth prince's tone was certain. From the perspective of others, Jiabao City might not have the battle power of a sacred lord, but the ninth prince and the members of the Ji family knew that Zhao Feng wasn't any weaker than normal sacred lords. It was easy to defend a city, but hard to attack. Even with Zhao Feng's help, the ninth prince didn't have much confidence in taking down Moon Dragon City. Now that the non-humans of Moon Dragon City were attacking, the ninth prince and Old Ing were overjoyed. "Zhao Feng, don't reveal your strength yet." Old Ing and the ninth prince messaged Zhao Feng. They weren't in a rush to take out their trump card, Zhao Feng. They could defend and wear down the strength of the non-humans. When the time was right, they could counterattack and take down Moon Dragon City. Zhao Feng nodded his head. At the same time, he found out from everyone that there were 2 sacred lords in Moon Dragon City. They were Sacred Lord Raging Force from the Crocodile Men race and Sacred Lord Dark Shadow from the Scorpion Men race. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow was the enemy general. Defend and attack? The captains almost fell off the city wall when they heard what the ninth prince said. They were at a disadvantage right now, so they should be focusing on defense. What was the point of attacking? Sigh. Many captains sighed. The Crown Prince was too young and didn't even know the difference in strength between them and the enemy. They might lose the city in this battle. "Lady Hongling, this battle will depend on you," one of the captains beside Tai Hongling said to her. Tai Hongling had the battle power of a quasi-sacred lord, and she should be able to stall one of the sacred lords with some help. "Zhao Feng, let's compare war points in this battle." Tai Hongling completely ignored the captain's words and looked at Zhao Feng with splendor in her eyes. The captain's expression became grim, but he didn't dare to say anything. He just glanced at Zhao Feng in disdain and snickered coldly in his heart. The experts guarding the northwestern side didn't know much about the Lord Dynasty, so only a small number of them knew about Zhao Feng's performance in the Crown Prince trial. "Sure," Zhao Feng answered simply. "I won't show any mercy this time." Tai Hongling smiled charmingly, even though she had suffered a loss in the previous 3 moves. However, Tai Hongling believed that in a real battle, Zhao Feng would lose. And now, it was her chance to show off in front of Zhao Feng. Rumble. The enemy in front of them suddenly shook. "Attack Jiabao City for me and chop the humans inside into pieces." In the enemy's camp, a tall, odd-shaped man covered in dark green scales suddenly roared. This non-human was one of the sacred lords of Moon Dragon City, Sacred Lord Raging Force. "Kill!" Countless non-humankind soldiers and commanders marched over with bloodthirsty, frenzied looks on their faces. They looked like a dark cloud that crushed down on Yetian and the others. "Haha, do you really think that this seat won't attack Jiabao City?" You actually switched out the Holy Master and brought in a quasi-Holy Master General. Sacred Lord Raging Force couldn't help but laugh. Although their main mission was to defend Moon Dragon City and wait for the nearby non-humans to arrive, Jiabao City had actually retreated their Sacred Lord. But Jiabao City had actually withdrawn their Holy Lord level combatants. After he and the Holy Lord of Shadows reported the situation to their superiors, they immediately attacked. There might be danger if they continued to invade territory, so their goal this time was to kill all the experts in Jiabao City. Defend! On Jiabao City's side, the other commanders flew out one after another. On one hand, they restrained the opposing commander-level characters, and on the other hand, they commanded the troops that they led. Zhao Feng flew out with Emperor Ghost Scales and company. Ding! Bam! The non-human army instantly charged toward Jiabao City's defense line like a desolate beast. The soldiers and captains of Jiabao City did their best to defend. The humans and non-humans started to fight. Countless ice, fire, water, and lightning shot out in every direction. At this moment, Zhao Feng suppressed his sacred lightning body to 50% and started to fight with the quasi-Holy Lord Snakeman. Little brat, you must be a genius from some big family to reach the Emperor realm at such a young age. Unfortunately, you shouldn't have come to the battlefield. The Serpent Man, who was covered in dark red scales, laughed maniacally. Zhao Feng didn't say anything. After suppressing his sacred lightning body to 50%, it looked like he was an emperor to others. Sacred lightning dominating punch! Zhao Feng punched out continuously, and metallic mountains of lightning crushed toward the snakeman. This brat's fist intent is so profound. The expression of the snakeman in dark red scaled armor was grim. He didn't have any advantage when fighting against Zhao Feng. He even felt that his moves were countered by this youth, and he was unable to unleash his full power. The sky in the distance suddenly turned dark, and a fierce aura surged over. Ha ha ha, who dares to fight me in Jiabao City? Sacred Lord Raging Force stood in the clouds and looked down at Jiabao City. The Sacred Lord guarding this place had left, so he really wanted to know who else in Jiabao City could fight him. Follow me. At this moment, Tai Hongling suddenly charged out. Her bloodline was burning, and she was as bright as the sun on the battlefield. Seeing Tai Hongling's bravery, the captains of Jiabao City let out a breath. 2 3-star captains charged into the sky and challenged the battle power of a sacred lord alongside Tai Hongling. Chapter 1021. Tai Hongling and 2 quasi-sacred lord captains from Jiabao City charged into the sky. Haha, you humans actually sent a woman to compete with me. Sacred Lord Raging Force's voice shook the sky. But this human woman is very much to my liking. Sacred Lord Raging Force looked at Tai Hongling with a fiery gaze. Even as an outsider, he felt that Tai Hongling was even more beautiful than many outsider beauties. You! Ugly monster! Tai Hongling's eyes were cold and arrogant. The blood-colored scimitars in her hands burned with red flames, and a wave of heat swept in all directions. As expected of the Blood Devil Sun bloodline, so powerful! Tai Hongling is a peerless genius second only to Tai Lingyun in the Tai family. Behind Tai Hongling, the 2 3-star commanders exclaimed in their hearts. Boom! A screen of blood-colored flames shot out from Tai Hongling's back and merged with heaven and earth, forming a small world burning with blood-colored flames. When looked at from afar, it was like a blood-red blazing sun that shook the heavens and the earth. Tai Hongling didn't dare to be careless in front of a non-human sacred lord. Who? Tai Hongling used a secret technique with the power of her little world and appeared in front of Sacred Lord Raging Force. The blood-colored scimitar unleashed even more power under the amplification of her little world, and 2 giant flaming crescents slashed out. At the same time, the other 2 quasi-sacred lords arrived by Sacred Lord Raging Force's sides and released their little worlds to attack Sacred Lord Raging Force. Kaith's origin overlord body! Sacred Lord Raging Force could tell that Tai Hongling wasn't simple, so he released a dominating physical force that doubled the size of his body. Golden lines appeared on his dark green scales, and his terrifying physical pressure caused the little worlds of Tai Hongling and company to tremble. Come! After Sacred Lord Raging Force circulated his Chaos Origin dominating body, his physical strength was shocking, and he clashed with the three-peat quasi-sacred lords who had released their little worlds. Rumble! What a powerful force! After Tai Hongling used the Scarlet Jade Glass body, her defense was still slightly weaker than Sacred Lord Raging Force's. Sacred Lord Raging Force's unique body showed the power of his body-strengthening technique. Tai family's girl, you're not bad. Sacred Lord Raging Force laughed. The non-humans and humans were always in conflict, so they were obviously familiar with the Blood Devil Sun bloodline of the Tai family. This Tai family woman was indeed very powerful, but she was still no match for him. Boom! Sacred Lord Raging Force's dark green claw landed on Tai Hongling's little world. Rumble! Even the slightest shockwave from the battle between sacred lords above could create a storm on the battlefield below. Jiabao City already had fewer captains than the non-humans, but now that they had 2 3-star captains and Tai Hongling to stall Sacred Lord Raging Force, the situation below became even more one-sided. The 9th Prince stood on the city wall and looked into the distance. The non-human general, Sacred Lord Dark Shadow, hasn't taken action yet. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow was the true ruler of Moondragon City. He was a powerful Sacred Lord of the Scorpion Men race, and his overall strength was 1 level higher than Sacred Lord Raging Force's. He specialized in speed and critical strikes, and his defense and body weren't bad either. The 9th Prince wasn't scared of Sacred Lord Dark Shadow. He just wanted to kill both non-human Sacred Lords at once. Of course, this was his best plan. Within Jiabao City, Sacred Lord Sengqiong concealed his aura and saw the situation on the battlefield. He was only sent by the Imperials to protect the 9th Prince. He wouldn't fight for the 9th Prince. However, even if he didn't fight, the 9th Prince wouldn't lose this battle. The 9th Prince is doing well. Sacred Lord Sengqiong gave a faint smile. The performance of a powerful quasi-sacred lord like Tai Hongling would reduce the non-human's suspicions. When Zhao Feng attacked, he would at least be able to keep Sacred Lord Raging Force here. As for Sacred Lord Dark Shadow, Sacred Lord Sengqiong didn't think that it would be possible to kill him. However, the middle tier will be at a disadvantage and will lose a lot of soldiers. Sacred Lord Sengqiong looked at the battle between the captains. Damn it, you brat! The non-human snake men fighting with Zhao Feng were completely suppressed by Zhao Feng, and they were covered in injuries. On the other hand, Zhao Feng was walking around casually with a calm aura. Our captains are so strong! I didn't think that an emperor would be able to suppress quasi-sacred lords like this. Many experts among the soldiers that Zhao Feng was leading were stunned as they watched Zhao Feng's battle. They originally didn't have a good impression of this new captains. After all, Zhao Feng was too young and didn't have Tai Hongling's fame. Now that they saw Zhao Feng's strength, they had no complaints. Old Jia, come and help me! The snakeman helplessly asked for help. How useless! He was beaten to this state by a human emperor. A thick-skinned non-human with a horn on his nose immediately rushed over. Boom! The 2 quasi-sacred lords instantly turned the situation around after teaming up. When the scarlet golden patterns of lightning on Zhao Feng's body suddenly lit up. Right now, Zhao Feng could use 60% of the power of his sacred lightning body. This brat's power! The non-human with the horn revealed a surprised expression. Zhao Feng punched out once more. Boom! The 2 non-human captains circulated their defensive techniques but were still pushed back. The snakeman captain was even more injured. How is this possible? Is this brat only using his true strength now? The snakeman captain was stunned. He had called over a comrade, but he was still being suppressed by Zhao Feng. He couldn't describe the frustration in his heart. Bam! Bam! Zhao Feng unleashed a terrifying physical force of sacred lightning as he clashed with the 2 quasi-sacred lords. The attacks of the 2 quasi-sacred lords were blocked by a surge of wind lightning when they landed on Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng wasn't injured at all. You 2 idiots! He's a body-strengthening expert. Pull away from him. At this moment, another non-human captain arrived. The three non-human captains pulled away from Xiao Feng and started to fight from a distance. When a pair of scarlet wings of lightning spread behind Zhao Feng's back. Whoosh! Zhao Feng closed in on the snakeman captain and suppressed the latter with his sacred lightning physical force. With Zhao Feng's speed, the snakeman captain wasn't able to escape even if he wanted to. He could only take a beating. The other two captains felt helpless and could only block the snakeman captain's path. Boom! Boom! The three non-human captains became more and more shocked as they fought. The snakeman captain who fought against Zhao Feng first was already exhausted. Zhao Feng was able to stall three captains, two quasi-sacred lords, and one emperor by himself. This action obviously attracted the attention of the nearby soldiers and captains. So this is our commander? He's so strong! What profound battle techniques! His speed, power, and defense are both impeccable. Many kings from Jiabao's city were stunned. They finally admitted that the crown prince had brought a lot of battle power. No wonder the crown prince wasn't panicking when facing the non-humans. On the other hand, the expressions of the non-humans became ugly, and they couldn't watch it anymore. Another quasi-sacred lord joined the battle that Zhao Feng was in. 4 captains against 1 Zhao Feng. 70%! The lightning on Zhao Feng's body flashed once more, and the invisible sacred lightning physical force increased by a bit. At the same time, Zhao Feng thrust out with his palm. Sky-destroying sacred lightning palm. A giant scarlet golden palm covered in countless bolts of scarlet lightning crushed forward. Zhao Feng's palm only contained pure sacred lightning physical force. It didn't contain the power of wind lightning. Boom! The 4 captains circulated their true yuan at the same time to block Zhao Feng's palm, but they still felt their bodies go numb, and their arms hurt. What a profound battle technique! This brat has taken out his killing move! The non-human with a pointy nose said in shock. In the clouds, Sacred Lord Raging Force's divine sense felt something weird on the battlefield. This human brat's strength. Sacred Lord Raging Force was slightly surprised. Although the humans didn't have any sacred lords, they had quasi-sacred lords who were abnormally strong. Sacred Lord Raging Force suddenly sensed something and looked behind him. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow is coming out! The captains from Jiabao's city felt their hearts shake. They were originally at a disadvantage, but because Zhao Feng was able to stall 4 captains by himself, the situation had changed. At this moment, the strongest sacred lord of Moon Dragon City was about to take action. Whoosh! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow turned into a black streak of light and instantly arrived on the battlefield. The sky instantly darkened, and a limitless wicked aura spread in every direction. Kill all the humans! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's voice was deep as he glanced at Zhao Feng. Kill! 2 non-human sacred lords appeared, and the blood in the non-human soldiers boiled as their aura increased dramatically. Whoosh! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow didn't attack the 9th prince. Instead, he charged toward Zhao Feng. According to Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's instincts, this youth was even more troublesome. Captain Zhao Feng! Not good! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow is attacking our captains! The hearts of the sovereigns and kings in Zhao Feng's group shook. No matter how strong their captains were, they wouldn't be a match for Sacred Lord Dark Shadow. Lord Dark Shadow! The 4 captains that were fighting with Zhao Feng were both happy and fearful. They were happy because Sacred Lord Dark Shadow had taken action, and this youth would definitely die. They were fearful because they would be punished after this battle. Who the wings behind Zhao Feng's back flapped as he dodged Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's attack. He predicted this? Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's heart jumped. An emperor was able to dodge his attack. After dodging Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's attack, Zhao Feng started to run away. He seemed to be trying to get away from Sacred Lord Dark Shadow, but in reality, he was getting closer to Sacred Lord Raging Force. Don't even think about it! The 4 captains had been frustrated for a long time, and they immediately went forward to stop him. However, the next instant, the scarlet golden light around Zhao Feng's body suddenly released a blinding light, and an unparalleled and dominating sacred lightning physical force spread. Wah! The 4 non-human captains seemed to be pressed down by a mountain, and they all spat out a mouthful of blood. The exhausted and heavily injured Snakeman captain was instantly killed by Zhao Feng's 6th-level sacred lightning body. Lightning Wing's spatial flash. The next instant, Zhao Feng used a spatial secret technique and turned into a bolt of scarlet lightning as he appeared behind Sacred Lord Raging Force. What? Sacred Lord Raging Force, who was fighting with Tai Hongling and company, felt a life-and-death danger. Sky-destroying sacred lightning palm. Zhao Feng circulated all the power in his body and merged it with the fire of wind lightning as he thrust out his palm. This sky-destroying sacred lightning palm was unleashed by Zhao Feng at his full strength, and it also merged with the fire of wind lightning. A scarlet golden palm appeared above Sacred Lord Raging Force's head, and the terrifying fire of wind lightning intertwined. Rumble! Boom! Boom! Sacred Lord Raging Force's Chaos Yuan Force body was shattered by Zhao Feng's palm, and blood splattered across the sky. How is this possible? Sacred Lord Raging Force spat out a mouthful of blood as he was stunned. Everything had happened too quickly. Sacred Lord Raging Force immediately circulated his true yuan to get rid of the numbness and pain in his body as he tried to stabilize himself. However, the next instant, Zhao Feng appeared on his right. A purple and gold crystal of lightning suddenly shot out from Zhao Feng's faint golden left eye and stabbed towards Sacred Lord Raging Force's soul. Arg! Sacred Lord Raging Force instantly screamed. He felt as if his soul was being struck by 10,000 bolts of lightning, and he wanted to die. At the same time, a red palm pressed toward him once more. Boom! Sacred Lord Raging Force's body shattered, and his yuan soul disappeared. The entire process took less than 3 breaths. While Sacred Lord Dark Shadow was still dazed, Tai Hongling and the other 2 captains in the sky felt their hearts beat rapidly as they looked at Zhao Feng, who was surrounded by golden scarlet lightning, with shock in their eyes. Chapter 1022. When the 2 sides fought, sacred lords were the strongest and unreachable existences in the eyes of millions of soldiers. The battle between sacred lords could destroy heaven and earth, but it was very rare for a sacred lord to die in the war between the 2 lord dynasties. After all, each city only had 1 or 2 sacred lords. If the difference in strength wasn't too big, sacred lords wouldn't be killed. However, at this moment, the non-humans that originally had the advantage had lost a sacred lord. Lord Raging Force! Sacred Lord Raging Force has fallen! How is this possible? On the battlefield, countless non-human soldiers and captains were stunned, unable to believe their eyes. They couldn't imagine how Jiabao's city, which didn't even have a sacred lord, could kill Sacred Lord Raging Force. A shadow of fear appeared in the hearts of all the non-humans, and their originally boiling morale dropped. The non-human captains that were fighting with Zhao Feng just now felt their scalps go numb. Is this his true strength? Even if he's a quasi-sacred lord, how can he kill Sacred Lord Raging Force like this? The 3 non-human captains didn't dare to believe that they had been fighting against such a terrifying human this entire time. It was obvious that this human's true goal in hiding his strength wasn't to kill them, but to kill a sacred lord. On the other hand, the depressed mood of the humans instantly disappeared. Countless excited cheers rose into the sky. A non-human sacred lord has fallen! Is this expert the secret weapon that followed the crown prince here? So we have a sacred lord-level battle power protecting us! Countless human soldiers were extremely excited. Some of the captains that had heard of Zhao Feng before still didn't dare to believe it even though they had personally seen Zhao Feng kill a sacred lord. Zhao Feng! Tai Hongling was dazed as she stood in the air. She originally thought that with the addition of the 2 quasi-sacred lords, she would be able to severely injure Sacred Lord Raging Force, and even use some of her hidden cards to kill him. However, Zhao Feng had easily taken away her prey and killed him in an instant. Furthermore, the strength that Zhao Feng displayed was completely different from the 3 moves she had used. His physical strength was at least twice as strong. Could it be that he has been hiding his strength all along? Tai Hongling was bewildered. If Zhao Feng had displayed such strength at that time, she would have been defeated without a doubt. Tai Hongling's heart was moved by such a powerful and outstanding man who had the perfect blood devil son bloodline of the Tai family. This human! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's eyes were extremely grim as he looked at Sacred Lord Raging Force, who had lost his soul, and the cold youth in the sky. At this moment, Sacred Lord Dark Shadow finally understood that this was a trap set by the humans. They purposely moved the battle power of the Sacred Lords away to bait them. In reality, the humans were already prepared and sent a quasi-sacred lord whose battle power wasn't any weaker than a peak sacred lord. However, why didn't this youth kill Sacred Lord Raging Force at the start? Why did he only reveal his true strength after he attacked? It's your turn now! Zhao Feng looked at Sacred Lord Dark Shadow below. What? Sacred Lord Dark Shadow suddenly understood, and his heart shook. The reason why this young man had not revealed his true strength was because he wanted to kill him as well. Humph, shameless human! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow snickered coldly. Even though Zhao Feng was able to kill Sacred Lord Raging Force with lightning speed, it was only because he caught Sacred Lord Raging Force off guard and ambushed him. No one on the battlefield would have thought that such a thing would happen. Therefore, Sacred Lord Raging Force was too careless and was killed so easily. However, the current situation wasn't good. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow believed that Zhao Feng wouldn't be able to kill him in a one-on-one fight, but this was a battlefield, and there was also a very strong female from the Tai family. One boom! The 9th prince held the ancient green sword of lightning and circulated his draconic providence above Jiabao City as he charged out. Retreat at full speed! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow roared and gave the order. When the foreign races heard the general's order, they immediately fled towards the Moon Dragon City without a care for anything else. There were usually 2 types of retreat orders. One was to retreat, which meant that one would fight back and retreat at the same time. The other was to retreat at full speed, which meant that one would give up all resistance and retreat. At this moment, the non-humans were retreating at full speed. Whoosh! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow turned into a streak of black light and retreated. Stay here! The wings on Zhao Feng's back released a bright glow of fire of wind lightning that pushed his speed to the limit. Zhao Feng's figure flashed and appeared in front of Sacred Lord Dark Shadow, and his sacred lightning force field blocked the other party. Human bastard, fuck off! Do you really think that I would be scared of you in a one-on-one fight? Sacred Lord Dark Shadow gritted his teeth. Although his forte was speed, this human brat's speed wasn't any slower than his. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's hands turned into a pair of scorpion claws that stabbed toward Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng didn't dodge at all. He circulated the fire of wind lightning, and scarlet golden lightning flashed across his body. Ding! Bam! Zhao Feng blocked Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's attack head-on and thrust out his palm at the same time. His physical defense! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow felt his scorpion claws go numb. The youth in front of him was using his physical defense to block his attack head-on. One had to know that the Scorpion men specialized in critical attacks, and their attacks were extremely strong. They countered body-strengthening experts to a certain extent. Kill the non-humans! The 9th prince raised his ancient green sword of lightning and gave the order. Ding! Bam! Bam! The human captains and soldiers immediately chased after them. The 9th prince, Tai Hongling, charged straight towards Sacred Lord Dark Shadow. I can't waste any more time with him. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow immediately shattered a message talisman and escaped through the gaps between Zhao Feng's attacks. Zhao Feng, stop Sacred Lord Dark Shadow. Don't let him escape. The 9th prince turned into a bolt of green lightning and sped over. It was better to kill as many non-human sacred lords as possible. If they were allowed to escape, Sacred Lord Dark Shadow would definitely return in the future to slaughter humans. Humph! Dao Feng snickered coldly as a dark cloud of lightning extended from his back and merged into heaven and earth. The next instant, Sacred Lord Dark Shadow appeared in a dimension filled with wind and lightning. The terrifying laws of power suppressed him, and his speed instantly decreased. "This human brat's little world is so unique!" Sacred Lord Dark Shadow was stunned. He had never seen a quasi-sacred lord's little world that had such power. He could sense an extraordinary primordial aura within this human youth's little world. When Sacred Lord Dark Shadow didn't dare to be careless, and immediately released the projection of his little world. A layer of black water surged toward Zhao Feng's little world of wind lightning. The little world of a sacred lord had a completely different power. Although it was just a projection, it could easily shatter the little world of normal emperors. However, at this moment, Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's little world only had a slight advantage against Zhao Feng's little world of wind lightning. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow didn't care too much. As long as he wasn't blocked by Zhao Feng's little world, he would be able to escape. The ninth prince and Tai Hongling were slightly slower and wouldn't be able to catch up in a short amount of time. This is a good chance to test it out. Zhao Feng revealed a smile. After all, it was the projection of a sacred lord's little world. It was already very good that Zhao Feng's little world of wind lightning could fight against it. When the fire of wind lightning surrounded Zhao Feng's body, and the power of his sacred lightning body started to slowly gather in his right palm. At the same time, the little world of wind lightning also increased Zhao Feng's strength. Sky-destroying sacred lightning palm! World-destroying palm! The instant Zhao Feng thrust out his palm, his sacred lightning body became slightly weaker. A giant golden-red palm flashed with limitless lightning as it pushed forward, destroying everything in its path. Boom! Pung! Zhao Feng's palm landed directly on Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's little world projection. Rumble! A powerful physical force and the power of wind lightning were released through the laws of the sky, destroying Sacred Lightning Palm and entered the little world projection. How is this possible? My little world system! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's heart jumped. He suddenly felt the little world within his body start to shake, and some of the foundational structure was being destroyed. At the same time, the power of his little world projection started to become chaotic and weak. A wisp of the sky-destroying Sacred Lightning Palm landed on Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's body. Hu Zhao Feng's little world of wind lightning immediately entered and suppressed Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's little world projection. So that's how it is. The weaker the foundational structure of a little world is, the easier it is to be destroyed. After personally testing the effects of the sky-destroying Sacred Lightning Palm, Zhao Feng started to understand. In reality, many emperors would quickly create their little worlds because they didn't have the experience or the guidance of their elders, and they would regret it in the future. Some sacred lords would spend a lot of time and effort to modify their little worlds. Some sacred lords would even destroy their little worlds and recreate them. If this was the little world of a normal quasi-sacred lord, I would probably be able to destroy it with one palm. Zhao Feng felt smug. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow was obviously a very experienced sacred lord, and his little world was very stable. This human bastard! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's scalp went numb. He didn't expect a quasi-sacred lord to be able to destroy the foundation of his little world. One had to know that as long as the foundational structure of his little world wasn't destroyed, even if other places were completely destroyed, they would be able to recover. Without hesitation, Sacred Lord Dark Shadow turned into a giant scorpion surrounded by black light and used a secret technique to escape. Tai Hongling, who was chasing after Zhao Feng, was filled with fear. If Zhao Feng was able to kill Sacred Lord Raging Force due to his surprise attack, Zhao Feng was now chasing after Sacred Lord Dark Shadow. If Sacred Lord Dark Shadow didn't specialize in speed, he would have ended up like Sacred Lord Raging Force already. Sky-locking bow! A red arrow of wind lightning condensed on the dark silver bow in Zhao Feng's hand and shot through the air. Bam! The next time the golden arrow of wind lightning appeared, it pierced through Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's chest. After turning into a black scorpion, Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's defense became stronger, and his body became bigger. He managed to reduce the damage from the sky-locking bow, but it was still useless. Bung whoosh! Zhao Feng pulled the bowstring a few times, and scarlet-red arrows shot through the air and stabbed into Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's body. Damn it, human bastard! The giant scorpion that Sacred Lord Dark Shadow had turned into screamed in the air. Zhao Feng's attacks were extremely damaging to his body and could affect his speed. For war points, I can't let someone else kill you while you're heavily injured. The wings on Zhao Feng's back fluttered as he caught up to Sacred Lord Dark Shadow and thrust out his palm. Go to hell! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's scorpion tail turned into a lethal black beam of light that stabbed toward Zhao Feng. He was heavily injured, and his speed was no longer faster than Zhao Feng's. Wind Lightning Eye Flame! Zhao Feng used a Soul Eye Bloodline technique, and a ball of purple and gold lightning fire instantly exploded on Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's body. At the same time, Zhao Feng used his agility to dodge Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's scorpion tail and arrived above Sacred Lord Dark Shadow, suppressing him with his sacred lightning body. Boom! Pun! Pun! Zhao Feng thrust out several palms and shattered Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's giant body into countless pieces. Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's weak soul wasn't even able to escape before it was destroyed by Zhao Feng's soul intent. Another non-human Sacred Lord had fallen. Chapter 1023. General! Lord Dark Shadow! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow, the general of Moon Dragon City, had fallen. The morale of the mutated humans fell into chaos. They had never suffered such a defeat since the start of the war. Great! The ninth prince cheered from not far behind Zhao Feng. Although he also realized that these two non-human sacred lords weren't very strong, Sacred Lord Raging Force was the weakest. Sacred Lord Raging Force was the weakest, and Sacred Lord Dark Shadow was only slightly stronger than the masked male that ambushed him in the teleportation hall. It was because they were both normal Sacred Lords that the ninth prince wasn't worried at all. If these two Sacred Lords were as strong as Sacred Lord Black Shark, the ninth prince wouldn't be confident even with Zhao Feng's help. After all, Sacred Lords had tens of thousands of years of lifespan. Those that had lived for tens of thousands of years were obviously much stronger than those that had just broken through. What a strong eye bloodline power! Sacred Lord Dark Shadow was killed by Zhao Feng before Tai Hongling could even participate in the battle. However, Tai Hongling saw that Zhao Feng's soul intent surpassed normal Sacred Lords, and his soul eye bloodline techniques were extremely profound. For example, Tai Hongling specialized in physical attacks. Even if she destroyed Sacred Lord Raging Force's physical body, she wouldn't be able to kill Sacred Lord Raging Force's soul, and he would be able to escape unless she took out some other soul-specific trump card. Zhao Feng used a soul-based eye bloodline technique at the critical moment, when he killed these two Sacred Lords. This was why he was able to kill them so easily. No, Zhao Feng has killed two Sacred Lords and has 40,000 war points. Tai Hongling suddenly thought of something, and her expression changed to one of anger. If she knew this was going to happen, she wouldn't have competed with Zhao Feng in terms of war points. However, even if she lost, she couldn't let the difference between her and Zhao Feng's war points be too big. Whoosh! Tai Hongling immediately entered the battlefield and circulated her Blood Devil Sun bloodline to kill non-humans to vent the frustration in her heart. Kill! Kill the non-humans back! The human forces had never been so excited before. They didn't know how long it had been since they had killed enemies so happily. Moreover, in this battle, two Saint Lords of the foreign races had died. This was a battle result that had never happened before. Commander Zhao Feng is too strong. His battle prowess doesn't match his position at all. Some of the commanders blushed with shame. They were all commanders, but the gap between them and Zhao Feng was just too great. Zhao Feng descended to the battlefield below after killing the two Sacred Lords. 1,000 points for an Emperor, 6,000 for a quasi-Sacred Lord. Zhao Feng's gaze locked onto the fleeing leader of the mutated tribe. No matter how small a fly was, it was still meat. God Eye Mark. Zhao Feng placed a God Eye Mark on all the commanders he could sense. Sky-locking bow. A red arrow of wind and lightning condensed on the dark silver ancient bow in Zhao Feng's hand, and with a whoosh, it tore through the air. The next instant, the red arrow of wind and lightning pierced through the chest of one of the escaping captains. With Zhao Feng's current fire of wind lightning true yuan and the grade of the sky-locking bow, anyone below the quasi-sacred lord level could be killed with one arrow. Very few non-humans could survive. Whoosh! Whoosh! Another 2-star non-human captain was killed by Zhao Feng. This method of killing was simple and easy. Whoosh! A scarlet golden arrow shot out and pierced through a fleeing great emperor, killing him in both body and soul. Zhao Feng stood where he was and used the sky-locking bow's ability to lock onto heaven and earth, easily killing some emperors. Some non-human captains that were being chased by human captains were suddenly killed by Zhao Feng as well. Some captains were envious and jealous when they saw Zhao Feng collect war points so easily. Zhao Feng, you. Tai Hongling was extremely frustrated. One of the non-human leaders that she had just been chasing was killed by a light arrow that suddenly arrived. Whoosh! At this moment, this sound was like a life-taking arrow. Every time it sounded, a non-human emperor's life would be taken. The non-human army completely collapsed and ran for their lives. Zhao Feng had become their nightmare. However, no matter how far they ran, Zhao Feng was still able to kill some of the emperors that he had marked without moving. The normal non-human soldiers felt lucky that they weren't targeted by this terrifying human because they were weak. Furthermore, Zhao Feng's actions had also stolen war points from many human captains. For Zhao Feng, killing these non-human captains was extremely simple, but it was extremely difficult for human captains to kill non-humans that only wanted to run away. This Zhao Feng didn't even leave a single drop of soup for me, a captain said angrily. Zhao Feng had killed 2 non-human sacred lords and turned the tables around. He had become the strongest expert in the army and the savior of the world. However, Zhao Feng's actions had greatly damaged his image in the hearts of the captains. Brother Zhao, your war points are probably enough to enter the top 2,000 of the Lan Province War Board rankings. Let the other captains have some rewards. The 9th Prince advised. One had to know that the War Board rankings were calculated from the start of the war. Almost all of the people ranked within the top 5,000 of each province were elites that had fought on the battlefield for more than half a year. However, Zhao Feng was able to enter the top 2,000 of the Lan Province War Board rankings in his first battle. How shocking was that? Of course, this was mainly because Zhao Feng had killed 2 sacred lords. Zhao Feng felt helpless. He was stopped from killing non-humans. From Zhao Feng's point of view, the only way to earn war points was during the early stages of the war. The longer the war dragged on, the more powerful peerless geniuses and ancient sacred lords would appear on the battlefield. At that time, it wouldn't be easy for even Zhao Feng to kill sacred lords and earn war points. He was able to kill Sacred Lord Raging Force because he caught him off guard. He was able to kill Sacred Lord Dark Shadow partly because of Zhao Feng's strength, and because Sacred Lord Dark Shadow's speed and agility were countered by Zhao Feng and his god's spiritual eye. The army followed the 9th Prince all the way to Moon Dragon City and completely conquered it. The army entered Moon Dragon City. Many commanders floated above the city and sighed. We actually conquered Moon Dragon City! Ha ha ha, the non-humans are courting death! It's all thanks to the Crown Prince's smart command and little brother Zhao Feng's strong attacks. The captains had smiles on their faces as they surrounded the 9th Prince and Zhao Feng. After taking over Moon Dragon City, the 9th Prince immediately reported the war points and the situation to the Lan Province War Hall. Zhao Feng, why did you purposely suppress your strength when we fought? Tai Hongling's eyes were fiery, and her beauty made many males fall head over heels for her. From Tai Hongling's point of view, there was only one reason why Zhao Feng did this. Zhao Feng was already attracted to her, so he went easy on her and suppressed his strength. This was what it meant to be protective of the fairer sex. However, Tai Hongling still wanted to hear it from Xiao Feng's own mouth. I just broke through, Zhao Feng replied honestly. You. Tai Hongling's face went slightly red, and she was slightly angry. She didn't expect Zhao Feng to reply like this. Little brother Zhao Feng's talent is really shocking. The younger generation of the Great Gan Lord dynasty can only look up to such a cultivation speed. Some captains immediately laughed, and said, although Zhao Feng stealing war points made them uncomfortable, Xiao Feng's strength was obvious. However, Xiao Feng's strength was right there. He was the strongest expert in the camp and the only sacred lord battle power. Moreover, Xiao Feng's future potential was unimaginable. Everyone wanted to suck up to him. The ninth prince and Olding stood on the side with smiles on their faces. They knew what happened between Zhao Feng and Tai Hongling like the back of their hands. They could prove that Zhao Feng had indeed only broken through recently. After taking over Moondragon City, the ninth prince took out the resources from Moondragon City to reward the three armies. Zhao Feng, Olding, and Tai Hongling became three-star captains because of their performance in this battle. Zhao Feng had even become someone just below the general and the ninth prince in the army. At this moment, the forces of the ninth prince's army were stationed in Moondragon City. After the battle ended, Zhao Feng went into seclusion once more. Zhao Feng was extremely satisfied with using the sky-destroying sacred lightning palm for the first time, and he learned a lot from it. After all, when Zhao Feng practiced this palm technique in the little world in the past, he would suppress his strength and cultivation to a certain extent, so he wouldn't be able to comprehend the intent and essence of this palm technique. However, it was different now. Every time Zhao Feng comprehended something and gathered a certain amount of questions, he would leave Moondragon City and go to a desolate place to practice the sky-destroying sacred lightning palm with all his might. Half of the territory of the three provinces was war-torn. Apart from the soldiers of the two lord dynasties, it was almost impossible to see anyone else. Rumble! Boom! Zhao Feng closed his eyes and pushed out a palm. The lightning on this golden-red palm was like the lines on the palm. The power of lightning and physical force of the sacred lightning merged together perfectly. Boom! A mountain in the distance was flattened by Zhao Feng's palm. Zhao Feng then started to cultivate the physical force lightning domain. After failing several times when cultivating the physical force lightning domain, Zhao Feng was finally able to unleash it. Rumble! Boom! Boom! With Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body as the center, everything within a few dozen miles was struck by a terrifying physical force and lightning. The enemies in this area would have to face the physical force of the sixth level of the sacred lightning body, and the interference of the lightning. Now that Zhao Feng had just cultivated the physical force lightning domain, it could only affect normal emperors. That's it for today. Zhao Feng put the physical force lightning domain back into his sacred lightning body and headed back to Moondragon City. The ninth prince's report arrived at the Lan Province War Hall a dozen or so days later, and it instantly caused a stir. Many upper echelon members thought that the ninth prince was skilled in both the pen and the sword, and that he was able to take down Moondragon City with an army that didn't even have the battle power of a sacred lord. Some of the upper echelon members didn't think so. Everyone knew that the princes came to the battlefield to gain war points, and the crown prince was the same. Therefore, the factions behind the princes would send some experts to help the princes gain war points. For example, the fourth prince, the 13th prince, the 7th prince, and the 8th prince who came to the battlefield all had outstanding records. Although the 9th prince's army didn't have any sacred lords, there were many geniuses in the Great Gan Lord dynasty. For example, Tai Lingyun, Nan Gongxing, Xin Yuanwen, and many quasi-sacred lords had the battle power of a sacred lord. On a certain day, Zhao Feng's name suddenly appeared on the Lan Province War Board at 1982nd. Chapter 1024. In the area bordering Lan Province, there was a group of dark, gloomy mountains that were shrouded in dim mist all year round. The demonic aura of this mountain range overflowed into the heavens, shocking all directions. This was the War Palace, the headquarters of the outsiders who had conquered the Lanzhou region. In one of the core secret halls, there was a muscular man with a giant black horn on his head and eyes the size of copper bells. A gray piece of paper was floating in front of him. "Moon Dragon City has been breached!" The horned man's deep voice rang out. At the same time, figures of strange shapes appeared around the hall. "Moon Dragon City has 2 sacred lords guarding it, but it was still breached," a demonic voice questioned. Moon Dragon City was the place that the non-human war hall had conquered the most. The upper echelon of the war hall placed great importance on it, which was why they sent 2 sacred lords to guard it. "2 sacred lords have been killed," the horned man added. "Sacred Lord Demonic Bull, how is this possible? Could the humans have already sent out ancient sacred lords?" Another old voice reverberated in the hall. "They're all dead. There's something fishy about this." There were many doubtful voices in the hall. Even if these 2 sacred lords were weaker than the ancient sacred lords, they wouldn't be killed so easily. Now that 2 sacred lords of Moon Dragon City had fallen, the humans would only be able to send early-stage mystic light realm experts into the battlefield. According to the news from Meng City, they don't seem to have any divine lords. Maybe they are the great Qian dynasty's prodigies. Sacred Lord Demonic Bull continued. Meng City was one of the alien cities in front of Moon Dragon City. Not only powerful non-humankind warriors of Meng City were gathered here, but also some non-humankind warriors who escaped from Moon Dragon City. "Humph, the great Qian dynasty doesn't care about the lives of their paragons." A voice filled with killing intent rang out. Clearly, this upper echelon wanted to kill the elites of the great Qian dynasty personally. "There's no need for that. It just so happens that one of the serpent children of the Serpent Men tribe is here. Let him go and reinforce Meng City," Sacred Lord Demonic Bull ordered. On the surface, the Nether Moon dynasty ruled the serpent humans. The serpent children were equivalent to the princes of the great Qian dynasty. And this time, it's the 5th serpent's son. He should have brought a lot of powerful outsiders with him, Sacred Lord Demonic Bull added. It was only the beginning of the war, and the outsiders were still preparing for something else. The outsiders only needed to hold their ground and wait for the right time to launch a large-scale attack. Holy Lord-level combat strengths were scarce to begin with. Unless it was absolutely necessary, they couldn't send out more formidable combat strengths, otherwise that would only speed up the pace of the war. At this moment, a voice came from outside the hall. "Frontline battlefield information!" Swoosh! Black mist moved within the hall, and a gray piece of paper floated in from outside and landed in Sacred Lord Demonic Bull's hand. "Sacred Lord Myriad Forms has conquered another city," Sacred Lord Demonic Bull said. "Ha ha ha, as expected of Sacred Lord Myriad Forms. He's still able to do this even now. Descendants of the 8 great god eyes, this is only natural." Moon Dragon City. The 9th Prince's troops had arrived a while ago. Among these forces were members of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, Duke Nanfeng's forces, elite experts from Grand Duke Lan's palace, and members of other forces of various sizes. "With these soldiers, Meng City will be a piece of cake." The 9th Prince was full of confidence. There was only one Sacred Lord guarding Meng City, and the lower-tier forces had joined the soldiers of Moon Dragon City that had escaped. They were slightly stronger than the 9th Prince's soldiers. However, as long as they could kill the top-tier battle power of Meng City, the battle would be over. "Report!" An intelligence agent outside the 9th Prince's hall quickly ran in. The 9th Prince's expression became grim as he took the report. "Your Highness, what is it?" Olding immediately asked. "Meng City has sent reinforcements." "It's a non-human serpent son," the 9th Prince said. "That's normal. Even if the serpent son doesn't come, they would have sent more people," Olding immediately said. They had taken over Moon Dragon City and killed 2 sacred lords. This would definitely attract the attention of the non-humans. However, the serpent sons of the Serpent Men race should be easier to deal with than some ancient sacred lords. "We can't touch Meng City right now. We need to think about it." The 9th Prince calmed down. At the very least, they needed to wait for the scouts to find out how strong the serpent sons of the serpent men race would make Mang's city stronger before they could make a decision. At this moment, Zhao Feng was walking through the market of Moon Dragon City. This trading market was set up by the troops stationed in the city. During the war between the Lord dynasties, both the soldiers and the captains were able to obtain a lot of spoils of war from the non-humans they killed. However, most of the spoils of war weren't very useful. At the beginning, it was just small groups that traded with each other, but it kept on expanding until it formed a market. Zhao Feng had obtained a lot of spoils of war after killing 2 sacred lords and many emperor captains. These resources were obviously not as good as the resources in Zhao Feng's misty spatial world. However, Zhao Feng was developing his forces and needed resources. If he accumulated them over a long period of time, they would be a large sum. However, before that, Zhao Feng could use the spoils of war to exchange for some resources and items he needed in the market. The Golden Kuin's sacred lightning body and the 5-elemental wind lightning technique that Zhao Feng cultivated required a lot of resources, and they were all of different elements. On top of that, cultivating the first level of the soul-splitting technique had caused Zhao Feng's soul intent to decrease. Although his soul intent had mostly recovered thanks to the large amount of resources, he had almost used up all of his soul-related cultivation resources. "Brother Zhao Feng, what do you need? I'll give you a discount." "Captain Zhao Feng, I have everything here. Anything is negotiable as long as you ask." The stall owners immediately spoke when they saw Zhao Feng arrive at the market. Zhao Feng had killed 2 sacred lords and dozens of emperors on the battlefield, so he definitely had a lot of spoils of war. Furthermore, this was a good chance to befriend Zhao Feng, so why not? Zhao Feng was able to easily obtain the resources he needed. Zhao Feng went to where the soldiers were stationed after exchanging for the resources. There were rows of simple houses here, and Zhao Feng walked into one of them. "Grand Elder!" The moment Zhao Feng entered, many of the people inside cried out in alarm. The leader of the Peak-tier kings walked forward. "You can split these resources among yourselves." Zhao Feng handed over an interspatial ring to the leading king. "Thank you, Grand Elder." The elder immediately knelt down, and the members of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion behind him were moved to tears. The Grand Elder's performance on the battlefield made them receive good treatment here. The Grand Elder didn't forget about them and personally came to give them cultivation resources. "After the next battle ends, you can return to the Ocean Smoke Pavilion if you want to. Also, tell the Pavilion Master to send more members with potential over." Zhao Feng messaged the leader of the group. The battlefield was a good place to train. Now that Zhao Feng was here, he obviously wanted to use the battlefield to train the disciples of his force with potential. Furthermore, the war points accumulated by the members could be exchanged for resources for the development of his force. "Understood," the elder said respectfully. Zhao Feng then left and returned to his residence to cultivate. Zhao Feng started to multitask after circulating the 10,000 divine thoughts technique. The second level of the soul-splitting technique is about to be completed. Zhao Feng started to think. The reason why the second level of the soul-splitting technique was so fast was all because of Sacred Lord Star Demon's help. However, even if the second level of the soul-splitting technique was completed, Zhao Feng wouldn't be in a rush to cultivate it. Firstly, the second level was created by him and Sacred Lord Star Demon, so Zhao Feng needed to do his best to eliminate any possible mistakes. Furthermore, Zhao Feng's soul intent had just recovered. If he cultivated the second level, it would regress again. Furthermore, Zhao Feng wasn't in a rush to create a soul clone. Right now, Zhao Wang is one of the strongest inner disciples of the Dark Ghost clan, and his cultivation has reached the middle stages of the Great Origin Core Realm. Zhao Feng nodded his head. He purposely suppressed Zhao Wang's cultivation speed so that others wouldn't suspect him. Otherwise, with Zhao Wang's talent, the Eye of Death, and the resources that Zhao Feng had given him, he should have reached the peak Great Origin Core Realm by now. On the other side, the little thieving cat used a large amount of resources that Zhao Feng had given it to stay in the misty spatial world and rarely came out. The little thieving cat's strength is also increasing, Zhao Feng murmured to himself. The little thieving cat's strength was also growing alongside Zhao Feng. The difference between an emperor and a sacred lord was too big. If the little thieving cat didn't increase its strength, it wouldn't be able to keep up with Zhao Feng's footsteps. Whose some cultivation resources within the misty spatial world appeared in front of Zhao Feng. Dark lightning blood grass, sky wind spiritual bamboo, 9 sky green fire fruit. Zhao Feng circulated the 5 elemental wind lightning technique and absorbed the elemental power within these precious resources while expelling the impurities within them. 3 days passed, and the fire of wind lightning true yuan within Zhao Feng's crystal core became purer and thicker. Occasionally, lightning would flash within it. Late stages of the fire of wind lightning. Zhao Feng opened his eyes. His fire of wind lightning had already consolidated at the early stages a long time ago, and it had now broken through. The 8th level is the fire of wind lightning, so the 9th level is the earth of wind lightning. Zhao Feng had already started to plan for the earth of wind lightning on the 9th level. On the other side, the 13th prince's stronghold was right next to the 9th prince's city. The 13th prince relied on a large number of elites and the battle power of a sacred lord to finally take over a city. However, the joy on his face instantly disappeared when he found out that the 9th prince had taken over Moon Dragon City before him. The 9th prince didn't rely on the battle power of a sacred lord to take over a city, so he was obviously more famous than the 13th prince. The non-humans of Moon Dragon City are a bunch of retards, the 13th prince cursed. Your Highness 13th, the 9th prince only relied on Zhao Feng and Moon Dragon City's underestimation to break through, Shipeng from 9 Darkness Palace said next to the 13th prince. Shipeng was also a powerful quasi-sacred lord that had participated in the Crown Prince trial. After the Crown Prince trial, his strength had increased, and he would be able to try to become a sacred lord soon. This Zhao Feng is also troublesome. Flames of anger would burn in the 13th prince's heart whenever he heard Zhao Feng's name. Indeed, the main reason is still Zhao Feng. If Zhao Feng isn't able to stay on the battlefield, Shipeng from 9 Darkness Palace revealed a wicked smile. Shipeng, do you have a plan? The 13th prince had a joyful smile. Zhao Feng offended 9 Darkness Palace, so he won't have a good ending. The same goes for Nan Gongxing. You're tuning into the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.